Alright. Should be good. So, like I just said, I like to make a video, or, well, usually I stream whenever I make tier lists, but I decided to do a local recording as well, so. Talk a little bit about 2.0 tier list stuff. It's been all the hype on Twitter as of late, with like Japan going ham on it, Domi and Noble and so on making their tier list, so I thought I'd share some light on what I think. I don't know what order I want to go in all honesty. Kind of just winging it. So I guess I'll just pick and choose. Let's go ahead and start with Aegis. Let's just go like this for now. So Aegis, I think, is like A tier. So Aegis is a weird character. She's really strong in the sense that like she has really good mix-up, good damage, strong-ish neutral. Like her neutral's pretty okay. She got nerfed a little bit with the nerf to her Gatling. They got rid of one of her normals, or one of her specials like that, so her neutral's a little bit worse. But at the same time, she's still pretty strong. So we'll see how this do. Aegis. I'm gonna roll with it, dude. What's up, Grimalkin? So, I'm gonna, yes, she's still good. She's not really played in the States, though. Like, I mean, there's Grimalkin, and there's a couple others here and there, but overall, it's like not very common. Sup, chat? Thank you for the follow as well. So, but overall, like, you don't really see Bananakin needs to come back. Facts. Here is up, right. Let me fix this fucking chat window too. Do like this. Damn, everybody's coming out of the woodworks. I don't know how I'm fucking supposed to make this chat window work. Whatever, I'll do like here. But yeah, she's like underplayed at like the high level, but like she's still good. Bananakin obviously did really well with her at the start of the game, but then hasn't really showed up ever since then. And there's a few others here and there that are good. Sup, Tez? Thanks for the follow. And let me know if the audio and whatnot's good, chat. Want to make sure I'm also doing a local recording for YouTube in case people miss it. On the other side. Oh, holy shit, you're fucking smart. Should be like that. Alright, somebody... Everything sounds good. Thanks, Laz. Alright. So, yeah. Like I was saying, nerf to Gatling's kind of hurt, even though she's got TODs now. Yeah, like, I mean, she's really good damage-wise, she's got good mix-up, and she's got okay neutral. It did get nerfed, obviously. But the big thing that hurts Aegis is her assists kind of suck. They're not really good. So, it kind of is iffy on the support side, so you really need to have, like, a good support character to really support her. It used to be Aegis Jin. I think that team's probably still good. I just don't know how the 2.0 characters really helped her out. Like, I don't know if she's that great with, like, Adachi or, Yumi. But, we'll see how it works out. But for now, yeah, I just have it here. A tier. Thanks for the follow, Kite. And also, I didn't actually explain. 5P? Yeah, I mean, 5P is okay. It's, like, not the greatest, like, 5P, or it's not like a bad one by any means, but, like, you have 5P, but you have a meh 4P and a really bad 6P. She's fine with Adachi. I can see that. Thanks for the follow, Scar. Or however you pronounce that. And I do want to preface before going forward as well. So I have, like, obviously split up between A+, A, B, C, D, whatnot, S. Sup, Leo? Thank you for the follow. But so S, I'm saving for, like, top 6, top 7 characters that are, like, mad fucking good. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mike. So, like, this is strictly for, like, kind of like if you saw, I think it was Domi's tier list where you had, like, 4 characters up there. I want this to be, like, characters that are just mad good. Like, because, I mean, obviously there's going to be some that are going to be, like, really good, but I'm just going to put it A+. I think these are, like, the meta-defining characters. And then, like, A+ is going to be characters that are, like, kind of next to them, you know? 6P is good hot potato Oki. I mean, like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think that there's enough for it to be meh. I think she's still like, I think the rest, if she had a better support kit, I think she's like here. And if I got like, I don't know. I think she could be here, but I think for now I'm just leave her at A and see how it works out. And let me know if you have any suggestions, chat. For now, I'm kind of just gonna be going in this line that whoever the fuck made this created for me. So, Akatsuki. I think Akatsuki's really good. Like, he's pretty solid. Let me think. Like, probably B or A tier. So Akatsuki has good damage. He's got good... Is this alphabetical? Oh my god, it is alphabetical. I didn't even know that. Why the fuck are people making this shit alphabetical? Good spot. But, like, Akatsuki's weird. So, like, he's got unblockable setups. He's got decent damage. He's got loops mid-screen. His assists are okay. His DP's solid. It's the parry. So, like, it could work out at times. And Akatsuki has really good teams, too. Like, Akatsuki Hilda's good. Akatsuki... There's a few other ones. I'm having trouble remembering. But I know Akatsuki has some solid teams. But overall, I think he's, like, probably around this area. I think B is a good place to start. So we'll see. I might come back to him. I like him a lot, though. I think he's still strong, but with the right team, he's really enabling. He works with Aki, Yumi. Yeah, that's right. Aki actually, that team's actually pretty good. Telling Yukiko's mid. I'll get to Yukiko here in a minute, if you want. Really bad anti-air, 5B shitty head. Yeah. Like, I feel like he's, like, really close to being, like, A tier. But for now, I'm just gonna put him in B. I feel like he's between this area, but I think B is kind of there. I'll revisit a few characters to see where I think, because I think it might be A. I'll see, though. Akatsuki is actually kind of saucy. I'd have to see it. I can see it working, but that'd be funny with these two there. Alright, Aki. Aki's just, we talked a little bit about him with the teams right now, but Aki is fucking wild. So really, like, he didn't really get changed much at all in 2.0. And he kind of got buffed. I'll do Gord after this if you want. So Aki got a little bit buffed with the changes to his where you could do the thumbs up and whatnot, you get that extra meter. But he's still Aki. And, like, he's still good in the meta, and he still has really good teams, and he goes well with, like, the really others. Like, he has really meta-defining teams with, like, Aki, Adachi, Aki, Yumi. I think Aki... There's, like, another Aki team I'm forgetting. Aki Seth, Aki Mitsuru is still really good. Like, he just got buffed, and he was already, like, top 3 beforehand. And even with, like, the shift in, like, the meta and whatnot, I feel like he's still... Aki Wall. Oh, fuck Aki Wall, dude. Chaotic fucked me with that team, dude. It's so good. Aki Susan's really good. I believe it. He's like, he just got buffed. He only just got buffed. So I think he's like top 6, top 7 area. So we'll see. I got asked to do Gordo. Gordo. Where do I rank Gordo? Do I have him in B tier? I think I have him in B tier. I think he's like kind of Aki. Not Aki, Akatsuki area. So the things about Gord, right? So he got, correct me if I'm wrong, he got like minor buffs. Like nothing really mattered though. He's Aki kind of slightly power crept by Yumi in my opinion, but the damage stuff she does is more rounded than his. I would agree to a degree, but at the same time, I feel like he does different things. Like, he fills a different role. He's more of the brawler type. He's kind of just getting in there using obscene pressure and then has, like, good 50-50. He has better solo mix-up and reward than Yumi. So he could try to play the neutral game a little bit differently. As well as, like, you aren't really using a zoning approach style. You really could just kind of run up and use 5B and whatnot. I think he's really, really good. But looking at Gordeau. Gordeau, 2B anti-air is not very good. They didn't really fix anything that he had big issues with this last patch. They made it to where his 5BB vacuum is, his, like, 5BB vacuum is big. And they fixed the, one hitbox interaction where at like the tip you used to just drop out of 5BB, but that still happens, it's just less frequent. His conversion off of 5B is still good. Like, he still has everything that he already had, but his A auto combo is good for cross raid. A auto combo is still good for cross raid. You can still confirm 5B off of counter hit 2B, or generally, yeah, counter hit 2B is easy. You just have to delay it. So I think Gord, in my opinion, is between like B, A, and I know that's most people would not agree with A, but I think he's like actually like pretty solid, even though he's like meh. Like, even though he still has, like, sort of meh things, and he's kind of outclassed in a lot of regards, I think just the fact that he's been outclassed is what's keeping him out of A. But I don't think he's any lower than B. I think B is a good spot for him. Did he get nerfed? No, he got, like, minor buffs. But, like, it didn't really matter. We're gonna do an A- before this finishes, aren't we? Probably not. I want to keep it just these. Because I don't want to make... Because I could make an argument for, like, oh, where somebody is, like, B- or something. I kind of want to just keep most things this. I just made A+ to separate from, like, the meta, super meta defining, and then the rest of them. Got pushed out as a support character? He did. There's a lot of better support characters for a lot of different teams, but I still think he's good. But yeah, he has, like, really good assist value, like mentioned. He's a good support character, and his point value is still solid. I think he's middle of the pack. I don't see any other characters that people wanted. So I'll do Azrael. I made an entire fucking video, like, last week, or this week. Dude, this quarantine shit got wild. Even though it's, like, lifted, but... why play Gordy? You can play Yumi. That's a good point. There's a lot of characters like that, though. But, so, Azrael. I like his 6P. 5P is good. He has a situational 4P, which can be really good for some matchups. His pressure is meh. His damage, the reason why you play Azrael is that you want to get that hit and then take him to the corner, do your mix-up. But I made a video talking about how to deal with all of that, because you could just straight up react to the dash through, or more so react to no dash, and just block the cross most of the time. And his neutral is kind of weak. You do need some meter to deal with some push block situations depending on the team, but overall, I don't think Azrael is, like, anything to write home about. I think he's kind of similar idea with, like, I think he's going to be around this middle pack. I don't think he's meta-defining in any sense. But, I mean, that also could just be, I mean, this is my opinion, though, so we'll see. I think his damage, the biggest thing still is the fact that this character could get one hit in neutral and then just, like, kill you. Or, like, he could hit you for, if you're squirming on defense a little bit, or you're, like, chicken blocking, like, 5BB or something, and you just fucking die. So, like, that's his biggest strength. He capitalizes a lot on players' mistakes. But if you mitigate that by just not doing a bunch of mistakes, or, like, if you're not wiggling too much, then you're solid. Like, you're set. Plus, also, a lot of his pressure you don't have to respect, like, at all. Like, in terms of, like, if you have push block, or if you have whatnot, his pressure is whack. And plus, post-Gustav, watch the video. If you're curious on why I think Azrael's B tier, watch my video. Should be, like, whatever. I'll post, like, the info card thing up there for the YouTube people. But yeah, watch the video. It covers a good chunk of it. Do Yumi. Dang, y'all really want to go ahead and get this up there. So, Yumi's weird. Yumi is a weird one. I want to say I mean, she's between here. I don't think she's like top 6 or top 7 in the game. I think she is the best, like one of the best support characters in the game, and is enabled by other strong support characters. Like, I mean, Adachi Yumi. Obviously, you can't play BBTAG without hearing that team right now. Yumi has great frame data, great damage, or okay solo damage, some of the best CC damage of the game. A 50-50 that is unburstable, that depending on your team, you could just do like a single hit super from it, and then just do like 8, 9k or anything like that. She builds meter incredibly fast because of her unscaled damage with CC, because of Aerial Rave just having like, what, like P2 100 or something like that. It's really good. Has good neutral, has good, like, literally her 5P is like one of the better or best 5Ps in the game. Her 4P is really good, and it's pretty fast. And her 6P is a really strong projectile assist. It's similar to S's old 6P, except it also now has a fucking freeze property. And it's the only assist in the game with an additional property like that, to put somebody in like freeze or like, you know, magnetism or anything for Tager. Like, nobody else has that besides her. So it allows for teams, like Yumi teams, to have the possibility to do a restand. And if you have a possibility to do a restand off your assist, that's fucking good. But I don't know if she's like top 6 or whatnot in the game. I think she is definitely big in the meta, but I don't know if she's like S tier. I'll probably come back to her. She's gonna be one that I've debated putting in either one of these two. As should be D. I look. Hear me out. As a meme, I would fucking put this character as bottom 1. But, What holds her back? Not much. I think, honestly, the only thing that really holds her back is that her solo mix-up is not very strong without an assist. If you have an assist to follow it up, like, obviously, like, call a 5P, do an overhead, then it should be good. I think maybe... What is holding her back? I think it's just I'm actually not too sure. Her solo mix-up needs to be strong since she has 2A, O2A is 0. That's also true. Same can be said for Adachi. I think Yumi has better assists than Adachi, but Adachi... Okay, so the thing is, you can also push block Yumi. You can't push block Adachi. So I think that's like the big difference between that, is that Yumi doesn't have like Heat Rise or Active Switch into like high-low, unless Adachi's on the team. And Adachi has JB. Oh, and for terms of solo mix, yeah, that's true. I mean, Adachi is not like... I'll talk more about Adachi here in a minute, but I'll actually go ahead and talk about those two, because I feel like these two are kind of two coins. Also, whoever said that this is alphabetical, you full of shit, because or is it based off of T? They're using his first name, Toru. Nah. You gotta just call it like Adachi. Okay, so let's just talk about these two, right? So, we've talked a little bit about Yumi, and the thing I think that separates Yumi and Adachi in terms of what they do is that Yumi is really strong neutral game, has good assists, has okay damage, and generally leads to good stuff, right? And has good assists. Adachi does very similar things, except his like Oki from like his command throw or 5C is like it's better than Yumi's. Yumi needs a assist usually to make the post mix-up situation, or like the post combo situation, work out. So like her Oki from that is kind of, she doesn't get a safe jump from a lot of her stuff. Adachi does, and then you could call a assist with it to cover multiple options, and then proceed to, you know, create situations. And almost all of his teams will benefit from that. And so, just outside of that, I think that in terms of solo game, where he's able to repeat safe jumps, and he's able to cover a lot of tech options, and he has strong neutral options, and good meter game, and good damage. Like, I feel like that's the some of the biggest stuff, as well as just the elephant in the room, Zeodyne and Azeodyne, Bzeodyne. Azeodyne is still like minus 15 or something like that on block. It's he's solid. So like Azeodyne is really strong for neutral, obviously, and it nullifies some like characters in general. Like you have like, I guess I don't like to bring up like, you know, back when I played Adachi or whatever, but like when I played Karoko at Frosty's and he played Elizabeth, and that matchup felt impossible for Elizabeth. I just kept using Zeodyne plus an assist, and Liz could do actually nothing. Adachi's overrated? You're overrated. So, like, Azeodyne can just really contest some matchups and just make some of that really, really hard. And some characters, if it has, especially if it's solo Azeodyne, it can make some matchups hard, but overall, it's kind of like, it's just good. But with an assist, sometimes there's nothing a character can do. Like, tell me how, if you have one bar, how are you going to interact with Yumi Adachi doing, like, Azeodyne 6P? Azeodyne really does kill characters. Like, some matchups are just, like, really, really rough for that. In Bzeodyne, it's just fucking a year of, it's like actually 3 seconds of block stun, or something like that. It's so good. And it sets up for DP unblockables depending on your team. It sets up for free neutral. It is a free mix-up. It can be used on Oki, because you could do like you could do a route that ends in 2C with an assist call, air backdash, Bzeodyne active switch, and it's like set. So his support value is really good, and his ability to transition from point to like the assist spot, and like it allows for such strong options for active switch. And like example, I mentioned it a little bit with like the Heat Riser active switch. It's so good. Like you can't push block it. If you have Oki that covers that, and you just go for 5B Heat Riser active switch, it is a block string. You cannot push any of it, and it's so good. So it's just really, really strong. So I think that's the biggest thing that separates. Yumi's assist value is really strong, and she has like good options to active switch from, but I don't think they're as strong as like the rest of the characters that I'll be putting in S tier. Yeah, they do fill different roles. That is very true. They do feel, and generally speaking, enabling shit he does is something Yumi can't compare to. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing though, is that when looking, if we're looking at them separately, I still think Yumi, I think the reason why I was comparing them mainly is the fact that if you look at it, both these two are support characters, and for the most part. You're not, like, you don't pick Yumi and say, oh, I'm gonna be, like, doing Yumi point, right? But you really just want, like, I feel like she's outclassed as a support character, but also still, like, ridiculous in terms of her active switch options and whatnot. So I think that's why I'm gonna have her here. Again, I might revisit this. I'll see who else I have at A+, and put them there. But for now, I think that she's, like, just, like, maybe, I'll revisit her, I think. Adachi usually a point, and often capitalize on active switch tool. Exactly. Let's see. What else? She's more of a you got hit character. Exactly. Like she kind of gets like an aerial rave mix up, and then you die. I see do 9. Alright, so I want to do 9. I think 9 is here. I think 9 is in a similar boat. So, and 9 to me is funny. So 9 is already, like, strong. She didn't really get changed too much in the patch, if I remember correctly. She still has, like, a lot of the bullshit that made 9 9. And we've seen 9 get played more. But I think she's better now in terms of the meta than before, because her counter beforehand, Mitsuru versus 9 is really hard for 9. Like, that's probably one of her hardest matchups. And Mitsuru was all over the place in 1.5. Like, you couldn't go an inch without playing against any sort of Mitsuru team. So, with Mitsuru being declining, losing popularity, at least in the States, and even Japan, honestly, I don't see that character get played too much anymore. She's getting kind of her chance to shine a little bit better. So I think the meta is more comfortable for her. She didn't change much. Her assists are still really good. Her damage is still really good. The fucking corner loops, like going to the corner loops, and then getting a setup from that, and then going for an instant overhead and whatnot, I still think I think she's still ridiculously strong. And I feel like the meta is getting better for her as things kind of move along. Even with like the 9 new characters, I feel like a lot of them don't really deal with her that well. So yeah, I think that would wrap up 9. What about Neo? Neapolitan from the hit series Ruby Rose? I think she's like C. Okay, this is weird, because I think she's like between these two. She's worse than Azrael. She's worse than all these characters. So yeah, I think C is a better spot for her. So, Neo is kind of bad. But I think she's not like as bad as everybody's like hyping her up to be. I feel like, so her neutral game is okay at times. This is okay, elephant in the room, right? Damage, ass, for the most, unless you're doing like the loops, like the JC ground cancels or whatnot, like off of most confirms, your damage is lackluster at best, and your supers are bad, like just straight point. You have like a command throw that has 4 or 5 seconds of recovery. You have a projectile super that loses to most existence. Now, okay, you got it. So her supers are bad. Her damage is like rough to really get. Her JA is good. I like her JA, like her air buttons, I really like a lot. Besides, JC is weird. So JC works as like an overhead option, but it's punishable. It's just flat punishable on block. Compared to, say, like, you know, if you look at the higher tiers where like they have like Yumi, for example, at least just currently on the list, where she has a fast overhead option from like JC or whatnot that you kind of lose opportunity on. So it's her air button. I like JA and JB. 2A is strong. 5A is weird. 5A is weird. Like, it's good, but it's also not. It's like, it's slower than you would imagine, and it's like meh. But I feel like it's that close. Like 5A is that close on being a really good button. 5A is like small S5A. Yeah, let me look at these. JA is pretty annoying. That's the main reason why putting her. Yeah, I mean, like JA, like her neutral game. Oh hell yeah, this song's good. But like her neutral game is solid in my opinion. Like it's obviously not the greatest, and like her recovery on the fireballs. I mean, she gets outclassed by like most other fireballs, and she doesn't really win that many fireball wars with it. But she has that, and then she also has like the option of like parry. The parry's not very good, but it's an okay option to have at times. And you can still get like away with some mix-up with it. It's not real, and you can DP in a lot of situations. But you have she could be really tricky to deal with at times. So I don't think she's like the worst character, or hell, even bottom 5. I think she is like, if she had a couple of her issues addressed, I think she's here. But for now, I think she's like a pinnacle of like C tier. 6 frame 2A is, and it's also pretty large, is nice. Yeah, I like her 2A a lot. Also her anti-air is kind of bad. Her anti-air is kind of bad. But her air-to-air game is good. So, and she has okay teams. Like, I mean, granted, a lot of the teams, you'd rather play somebody else, but like, if you want to play Neo, if you play like her good teams, it's solid. I feel like there should be a split between B and B, like for B plus and B minus. There's so many characters that seem that should be above B. No, I think you'll see where it's kind of leading, because I think it'll be pretty even, all things considered. Besides obviously S. So yeah, that's where I'd rate Neo. I think she's bad, but not like, the worst. Like, I see Naoto K, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, like, I think there's a lot worse characters than this. Parry high-low is terrible if you have a super because active frames overlap with parry frames. Correct. She loses to a lot of reversal options and a lot of different things there. It's still a usable option though, and it works if depending on their resources. So, but yeah. Alright, Naoto Kurogane. Kurogane is a funny one. I think he is between these two. So, I hate this character's design. This character pisses me off. His DP is so good. And he has combos from DP. And depending on the situation, a lot of these combos have very little to no burst points. So the DP combos and whatnot, oh, you can have that recovery health, but like, it does like 9k. It does like 8 to 9k for a DP combo. A DP combo. Hey, thanks for the host, Kite. So like, it's such good anti-air. It's so good for just like, you get so much reward for doing a DP compared to quite literally almost every other character in this game. I don't think anybody gets 9k solo from their DP. I could be wrong. I've seen Yumi Kurogane do like 12k unburstable. I've been hit by Yumi Kurogane doing 12k unburstable. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's 16. I've been hit by fucking LTL's bullshit. And I got tilted. But, it's so, like, it's such a strong team for that one. But it's the fact that DP is really strong. Like, somebody mentioned in the chat. Yeah, Mike mentioned in the chat. 4P? Go whoosh. It's the best 4P in the game. It's like, I think 12 frames afterwards. Like, coming down, it's 12. Well, like, you call it, and then, like, 18 plus 12 or something like that. It's so easy to hit from. It's so large. It's pretty fast. It is so good. Narcombe might get DP damage like that on some anti-air counter. It's correct. On some depending on the height, and if it's a counter hit, he could get 28 frames. That's fucking wild. So, now Narcombe could do that. But on some, like, depending on the height and whatnot. Kurogane's, you just have to get that timing right, and it's like most any situation. Like, it's so good. It's such a good assist. His 5P is also pretty good, and his 6P is situational. So, what I mean by situational is that it could create sandwich situations on the regular. But besides that, in terms of like neutral or anything like that, it's not really good. But if you start pressure, and you're able to get a 6P in there, and then you can create a sandwich so it requires either a push block or them to block a mix-up. And if you're running a top-tier team for Naoto, like Yumi, you could do something into Aerial's Wave 50-50. It's so good. Yeah, it's so much bigger than Jin and Ruby's. Like, it's probably the same height as Ruby's, but also, like, twice the range. It's so good. So yeah, Naoto is really good. This is why I mean he's, like, weird for me, because I don't think he's good enough to be, like, up here. Also, Divine Smasher, stupid fucking super. It's, like, 16 recovery frames. And it's, like, pretty good. And it's a rush punch. It has very meh invuln. So, and he has, like, some gimmicks with it, but, like, he is mixed for me, because I want to say he's, like, up here, but I don't know. I feel like he's better than 9, but I don't know if he's better than Yumi. So for now, I'll just leave him here. I'll probably revisit him. Let me catch up on chat. Can we get Hilda out of the way next? Yeah, sure. I can do Hilda. Unless there's someone above that had, doesn't look like it. So I'll do Hilda next. It's so much bigger, correct. R4P will block out the sun. Ruby 4P is balanced. It's really fucking good. God, his supers. Yeah, I hate his... Divine Masher is plus on block if it hits with assist. Correct. If you call... Depending on the assist, and range and whatnot, it could be varying, but yeah, you can make it plus on block. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate the character? Like, he's so cool. He's such a cool looking character, but like, maybe like a 7, maybe like an 8. Like, it's the fact of his reward from a lot of dumb, like again, 9k solo, 8k solo from DP. Nobody else in the game gets that. Unless it's highly specific. Like, I think that's fucking dumb. If it's like 4k, sure. 5k? Yeah, cool, that's good. 8, 9? That is half a fucking life bar. From a DP! So it makes, he just makes the, he has like good reward from doing high, like really unsafe options. So, and more so than anybody else, so it kind of skews risk-reward for him. So it kind of, it fucks with that a little bit. So that's the main reason I don't like him. But he looks cool while doing it. So it's, you hate to see it, but you also love to see it, you know? Alright, I believe it was Hilda next. The Stray Wolf fucking, shout out to him, dude. He fucking kills it. So, alright, I have Hilda right here. So, depending on what you've seen on Twitter, in America, she's like here. In Japan, she's like here. Right? And I think that's just funny. And if I have time, I kind of want to talk about after I make all this, I want to talk about the differences. I think she's like here. So, I made a tweet whenever she, like, at Arc Revo, whenever she was demoable, and Uri and I were labbing her. I was like, dude, this character sucks. And then she comes out, and yeah, dude, this character sucks. Is this DP assist reward? Exactly! But so, let's talk about her, right? What, 11 frame 2A is her fastest option? I think. It's either 9 or 10 frames or something like that. It is the slowest button in the game in terms of like the fastest mash option. It's 11, right? 11 frame 2A. Yeah, that's her fastest normal. No, her grab is 10 frames, and that's saying something. Her grab is her fastest option to deal in a pressure situation. Yeah, and well, grab will vary based on distance, obviously, but yeah, she can't mash in a lot of defensive situations. So, in minus situations, normally if you, like, so whenever calculating, like, frame advantage, right? If you have, say, like, Azrael, right? At post Gustav is -1. So, 6 frame characters like Azrael and, like, Adachi can mash after Gustav, right? So, -1 matters there. Anything faster, like, anything 6 frame and faster is like, okay, cool, you don't have to respect the situation almost all, like, anytime. So, you have that going for you, right? And then if it's 7 frames, you trade. Or something like that. And then, but the more minus you get, the better Azrael off is in this situation. And that's not, I'm using Azrael because it's the most common example, but she has, effectively, she has like 3 frames less than most other characters can in this situation to deal with it. She does have grab, that is correct. She does have universal grab, but she has like, if you're relying on grab for these like situations, it's not very good. And a lot of like, you know, slightly minus, slightly plus situations, it's not very good. Do heart? Sure. But her her defensive options, plus her DP sucks. You know, we just got done talking about Naoto, right? I hate that DP. Her DP sucks. Garbage. Actually, some of the worst shit I've seen. How do you, okay, I'll talk about that after this, before Heart. So, Hilda, DP sucks. Her defensive option is grab, 2A, DP. 2A is 11 frames, grab is like 7, 8, I think it is. And DP is 28, 25 frames or something like that. And insanely punishable. Like, going back to Arc Revo, just for example, I did 5A, instant air dash JA. No, 4A. Yeah, 4A, it's air dash JA against Uri's Hilda. And I was able to finish my, he DP'd as towards the active frames of 4A. I was able to instant air dash through her and just punish. Like, bruh. She's bad. Like, it's bad. But, alright, we talked about the bad stuff about her. She has bad defensive options. She has okay zoning. So, and this is where it's going to come down to net play, right? And I'm ignoring net play. Here's her normal startup. 12 frames, 21, 11, 20, 11, 14. Yeah, like, JA is really good, though. I think JA... So she has okay mix options between JA with an assist and, like, with the EX low. Or, like, with some of the EX stuff, she can be a little bit harder to work around. But, like, in an offlane environment, if you block 5B, everything's all the overhead shit, reactable. All the low shit, you don't have to react to it, because you're looking up there and you're blocking low. So she can't really open you up. On net play, she can. But ignoring that, right? Going forward, ignoring all net play bullshit. Her mix-up from 5B is all reactable. Her pressure situation from 5B afterwards is not great. She's able, depending on the matchup, she's able to get another 5B and kind of do stuff, but, like, oftentimes, it's kind of meh. Her hitbox on it, not very good to deal with instant air dash, or, you know, air dash ranges. So, she has a rough time dealing with that. Her anti-air is trash. Dumb to smoke. Bad. It's, like, she has a bad anti-air, she has okay neutral options, she's okay zoner in that regard, with like 5B and with like 2C range. She's decently fast. And yeah, that's like the basics of her. Her assists are good. 4P is mad good. It takes long startup, but with the right teams and whatnot, you're able to get a lot of bullshit from it. 5P is okay. It's not bad, but it's not like great. 5A is kind of nice. Yeah, her 5A is good. But, eh. And 6P is pretty solid, all things considered. It's not the best projectile 6P, but it's also not, like, the worst. So, I think she's not the worst character in the game. I think she's right around there. Like, if I had to make a bottom 5, she might be, like, 5th or 6th, like, worst. But I think she has some redeeming qualities that make her, like, C. But she's still definitely weaker. I think she's stronger than what most people give her credit for. Hell, even I might not be giving her much credit right now, but she's also not very good. I think the same can be said for Neo. Okay, so somebody asked in the chat, how do I get weak points on block? Good fucking question. I have been told that you could do it, but I have labbed that shit extensively, and I cannot. You can't. So, I don't know where the fuck this is coming from for this whole weak point on block bullshit. And if people, I've fucking Isaiah Ebonic has asked me about it, or like said, hey man, just, you know, fucking just frame on block and do all this, or like, you know, a few other people mentioned it. Show me how, and I will believe it. I believe, if anything, it is in the frame data. It's on Dust Loop. What I want to say is I believe it's in the frame data, but I don't think you can actually do it. Because I have labbed that shit extensively. I have had a bot fucking time the differences with it, and it is not that, like, it doesn't work out. What would that even do? It's supposedly supposed to make it more plus, so like 2A would become +1 on just frame block. We have one real, there's obviously Marvin, there's Diaphone. Diaphone plays Akatsuki Hilda and made, like, I think top, like, got 5th or 7th at Super TSB. So, stuff like that. But yeah, to wrap up Hilda, yeah, she has some representation, and I think people misinterpret the character strength with the player strength. Because there's a lot of really strong Japanese Hildas. But if you think about it, all the strong Japanese Hildas were playing characters beforehand and were doing just as well. So, I think that's kind of a misinterpretation there, but... And also, like, I mean, granted, we haven't fought Japanese Hildas. I haven't fought a Japanese Hilda. So, we'll see. Looking back on the chat a little bit... Some characters get Grand Blue safe jump. Well, safe meaty jabs on it. Yeah, she's not very good. Okay, Heart. I remember Heart was mentioned. Heart, somebody's got to pick this character up, dude. Somebody's got to pick this character up. Sutenshi is not playing this shit anymore. Like, somebody, please. This character, Super TSB was really fun. This character's cheap. Homing is really annoying to deal with for a lot of characters, and some characters just have a hard time in general with it. She has good frame data. She has high damage. She has good loops. Duck! That's right, Duck! How did I forget Duck? Duck is really good. But, like, somebody else. You know, you gotta have more of these. Yeah, the Heart is really good. She has good stuff options. Her DP is... her defensive options, besides that, though, are pretty solid. She has good neutral. She has, like, some obnoxious shit with, obviously, Glide. JA is, like, I think it's JA, the one with the kick. Really fucking good. I think JB as well. Or, no, JB is the kick. JA is, like, the knee. Whatever the knee is like, is a Grand Blue normal. It is straight up active for a million years. Look at Grand's jump light, and then look at Heart's knee, and they're just the same button. It's really good. So, and she has good ground game, and she has really good assists. So, I seriously think this character is really good. So I would keep that in mind. And she's good for the meta. Like, the way you're supposed to interact with, like, the things in the meta, she does a good job of. She's able to contest Adachi shit with her EX laser, as well as play, like, in the air with, like, the glide. She has some weird stuff with it. She also has assist back a glide assist stuff that goes on. It is just super dash assist. Like, she's good. She is really good. So let's see. She also could do, what is it, 5B? And all of her armor, right? If it armors a projectile, it gives her fireballs. I don't know how that interacts with Adachi, actually. That's something I need to learn. But it's good. She's really good. And she's good in the meta. So I think she's, like, around this area. Let me look. Do Haku. So Haku and then Vitesse. Alright, cool. Hakumen. Alright, I'll do Hakumen, then Vitesse, then Linnae. Hakumen? Hakumen. Between these two for me, I don't know if he's... So let's talk about Hakumen. I'll think about more on where I want to place him. So he's got okay assists. 6P is situational, but 6P is situational, but it can be good. It also has a good active switch window. 5P is pretty solid. 4P is pretty good. He has the sword to deal with projectiles and neutral, which currently is kind of like a bigger thing due to Adachi and whatnot. How does that work with... It beats Zeodyne, right? You mean Hakumen? I'll think about it. I think this character's super good. Active switch Zantetsu, correct. Zantetsu's really good damage as well, so if you land it on an active switch, he can set up for unblockables with it as well. So we'll see. I think... Yeah, actually, the more... He's really, really good, and he has some really good teams. But I don't think he's as strong as these characters. I think he's, like, around A. Maybe... I'll look at it. It's extremely hard to slash Zeodyne, but you can't... Yeah, it's inconsistent. That's what I figured. Plus, because I remember you could also do... What I like to do with Adachi is A Zeodyne, and then once he starts slashing it, just B Zeodyne. Because, typically speaking, unless they are reacting that fast, then you aren't really getting it. So it could be rough for that matchup, but I feel like he's kind of like Aegis, like in a sense where both are really strong, but there's like, I don't know. I feel like he's really, really good, but I also don't think he's as good as like Yumi, 9, Naoto. I could be wrong though. I'll look. He's an odd one. I also might be slightly biased because I know the matchup. He has clear weaknesses. And I also know the matchup a good bit from CF, so like I've not had many problems against Hakumen. He does have strong defensive tools. His DP is also really good. Yeah. He also has, like, Yukikaze, but Yukikaze is weird because if it procs on an assist, it's just, like, 2 bars to get out of it. So we'll see how it works out. Hakumen has no winning matchups. That is bullshit. Knee socks. Unlike A+, doesn't have clear weaknesses, but A does. Yeah, okay, that... You know what? You know more about my fucking rankings than me, actually. That's a good fucking point. Good shit. Not my words. Who the fuck? Look, I see you right there. I gotta have to shoot your ass. Alright. Well, it was Vitesse and then Lene. Alright. So, yeah. Element. Yeah. Element's good. There's Price. There's Element, there's Price, there's 24 Bond. Does 24 Bond still play Hakumen? I have not seen much of 24 Bond recently. Oh, hell, Element? Okay, Element's talking mad shit. Regardless. Next was Vitesse. I think Vitesse is fucking somewhere on this list. There. No. No. She's bad. I don't think she's that good. So, okay, Vitesse, right? She has good assists. Like, 5P is probably one of the best, if not the best one. It's like the easiest one to hit confirm off of. And it has good block stun. But the problems with her, and she doesn't get counter hit. But the thing is that her zoning is not that great. Like, she has plus on block with the EX laser, but her reward is nothing off of it, pretty much. She, like, only gets, like, the advantage situation. Her zoning is really easy to deal with. Her mix options are good, but they do, like, max 5k. Like, she does not do a lot of damage. And she doesn't get a lot of reward from her zoning. She can get a good bit, but like oftentimes it leads to like tops 5k without like without cross combo and whatnot. Even still, her cross combo routes still do a lot of damage. So, and she doesn't really have like, she has okay active switch options, but it's like I feel like she's just outclassed a lot in the current meta. And she is, like, she's weird. She's really weird to me. She might be better than C, but the more I look at it, she kind of is, like... What's the thing I'm looking at? I think she's, like, I think she's kind of a little bit rough. I think she has a hard time. I feel like she has better defensive she's better defensive options than Hilda, for sure. But I don't think she's much better in a lot of regard. I think I'll leave her in C. Maybe she moves up to B. Maybe. I don't think she's that good. I really don't think she's that good. She has like a lot of issues. Yeah, no, she's C for me. Is this a spicy take? I don't think it is. I don't know, I could be fucked up. Haku teams got worse post-Merkava nerfs. 9-2 kinda. I think 9 got better teams, whereas Hakumen didn't really get great teams. And, like, after Merc. But, like, Hakumen still has, like, some okay options. I think Akatsuki is a tier of his own. Good synergy with a lot of the top tiers. Dude, I'm not fucking doing all that. Akatsuki. I thought you said fucking... I read that as Akihiko. My bad. Nah. Maybe. I'll think about him. He's one of the weird ones, because if you were here for it, I was talking about how he might be A. I'll think about it. Somebody asked Lene. So Lene, then Jubei. Lene. Where the fuck? Yeah, I think that. And mind you, this isn't chess, so if I let go of it, but I can still move the pieces. I think Lene is okay. Lene is weird. Lene, I think, is solid. But the thing with Lene, and she doesn't have high damage. She has good neutral options. She has good neutral options. 5B is kind of wild. Her pressure is good. She has solid mix-up options. It's just all of her damage is not very good, but it's all about the pressure. And I feel like Lene has been shown enough to where, like with Omnix, for example, that she is really strong. It's also, I'm trying not to be too, like, oh, Omnix is really good, so Lene is really good type, you know? Because that's just not really good. Her assists are weakish. I think their 6P is okay, 5P is whatever, 4P is also whatever. I think 6P is solid. Like, I think the biggest thing with her is that she's a good pressure character into just roll mix-up, like roll, call, and assist, and they create an easy sandwich. So, her pressure can be threatening because of the fact of if she has an assist to follow up, it's a really easy happy birthday, and she's really good in that regard, but I don't think she's, like, better than, like, I don't think she's up here. I think she's around this area, for me at least. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Lene, yeah. I don't think Vitesse is that good. Sure, I think it was what? Yeah, Jubei then Ruby. Okay. Her dive kick's also amazing. Correct. Her specials are good. I think she's really good. The only thing that's honestly holding her back is damage. And you don't want this character to have fucking damage. And yeah, I think that's... And her, if she had better assists and damage, I think she's like really fucking good. But she's super solid. I think she's like... She's like the type of character that with a good partner and with a good player is just like really hard to deal with. Though granted, whenever she's alone, not the greatest. Tri-jump is also pretty nice. Can she do double jump air dash? Or no? It's not like bang. While I look... Okay, yeah, she can. I figured as much. So... Yeah, I think Lene is like this area for me at least. God, there's so many characters. What was next? Jubei and then Ruby. Gotcha. Jubei. Elion, as I will often mess up because I've associated this character with Elion for so fucking long. This one's weird. This one's a weird one, folks. So... I think Jubei could possibly go up higher. Jubei has really annoying neutral options in terms of drums plus whatever. And she, like, well, he rather, has good neutral options in terms of drums plus an assist. And can be really belligerent at times. His pressure is meh. It's not the greatest, it's not the worst. He has a hard time in some situations, but like, he's a big cheese machine. He has a, like, if you know how to deal with drums plus 6P, he's not super great. Also, if you know, like, the drums are punishable at times, depending on your character can be punished, is like super important. And you just have to work on dealing with like the assist at that point. He has okay solo mix-up. He has, and he gets decent reward from it. His damage is good off counter hits with, like, Lotus routes, like Lotus loops. But the character is, like, mixed for me. I don't think he's, like, really... I don't think... He's strong. He has, like... But if you know... He's strong. I think he's strong. I think if you know how to deal with him, though, I don't think he's, like... I don't think he's here for me. I think he's around this area. He has some clear issues that just come down to more so practicing and learning, like, labbing the matchup and whatnot. Let me see. I don't know where Jubei's weaknesses are. I would say, yeah, his throw damage is pretty good. I'd say the main weaknesses he has is drums being, like, punishable most of the time. And with, drums being punishable most of the time, He has good step, like he has the corpse hop for cross-ups to really deal with it. He's fast. But his assists are also kind of whack. 6P is situationally good, 5P is meh, and 4P is also pretty meh. So, but he has like good sandwich stuff. He might be A+ tier. It's hard to say. Because I also think, granted, I played a lot with Elion, so I'm like really used to the matchup, and I'm used to dealing with all of the stuff, so I think he's not this, I don't think, okay, I think Elion's up here, right? But I think maybe, I think the fact that drums are punishable, and if you know, like, on whiff and on block, and his assists aren't very good, and if you know how to navigate, because it's not like you see, like, it's not like other teams with, like, more, like, similar belligerent neutral situations. You can react to what he's doing and jump out of the way, and, like, create that space, and then punish, respectively. Even with a team like Adachi, like with Adachi 6P or with 9 6P, only sometimes. If you block the assist, yes, it can be sometimes. On block, it's like 7. What do you say about Lene? So if you go up to, I don't know where it is on Twitch, but if you go to the videos tab and you can scroll back to whatever I was talking about, Lene, or this will be on YouTube, so if you want to catch that, subscribe. But, regardless. Yeah, I don't know if he's, like, up there. I think he's, like, there. You're my beard? I do. I might move him up, but the thing with drums is that you could jump and avoid a lot of the situations. Again, it comes down to your team, but, like, with depending on the assist, you could jump, like, super jump back and punish with, like, a falling button, or you could, like, super jump forward and create, say, like, punish the assist. And there's a few little options here and there that you could do to deal with Jubei's, like, options that make the matchup playable. I do it a lot against Elion. If you want to know how to fight this character, watch my set with Elion. Elion beats my ass still, but I think it was like, I kept up. I kept up way more than I did with literally any of these other teams. Because Jubei, I don't know, like, he has some good options, but if you know how to get around his stuff, he's not, like, that crazy. Yeah. I think moving on, it was what? It was Ruby, and then Yukiko? Sure. Ruby Rose. What? Oh. Ruby Rose. So, I don't know if she's S tier. She's at least there. Next, Tager. Okay, so Ruby, then Yukiko, then Tager. So, I don't know if she is, like, up here. I don't think so, but I'm not entirely sure. So, Ruby is, like, the jack of all trades, is the best way to put it. Shut the fuck up, Grimalkin. I played English Ruby, but all the shit I do half the time is to annoy my opponent. What's drums? Yeah, it's where Jubei, like, hops in the air, like, whenever he does the little, like, seals. I call them drums. Just because you hear the little boom, 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 boom. So, yeah, that's his, like, little seal things. He has different versions of it. But yeah. Ruby, though. Ruby has one of the best 4Ps in the game. Not Naoto or anything or whatnot, but has a good 5P, has a good 6P, has great neutral, some of the stupidest buttons in the game, between, like, 5B is mad cheap, JA and JB are mad annoying, 2B is a great anti-air, it has good pressure between 2A and 5A, has JC, the teleport cancels, the ability to air movement. The only thing that's bad about Ruby, nothing compares to Naoto 4P, you got that right. The only thing that's, like, bad about Ruby is, like, her average damage is Like, not the highest, but she gets a safe jump from everything, though. And if she doesn't get a safe jump, she just could call it assist safely for pressure without having to use that, because that's what I would do a lot with my Ruby Mitsuru team. Yeah. I talked myself into it. I've talked myself into it. She is super good. Like, she has a lot of versatility. She has great corner carry. She's got, like, really good routes. Yeah, her only downside is average damage. Which, honestly, I don't think, like, that's a good point. Her only downside is average damage. But, like, if it's the fact that you get, like, you only get average damage, but you also have, like, some of the best tools for the rest of the game, like, compared to the rest of the characters, and your only trade-off is that you're keeping up with damage, and you have more damage than half these characters, or not half, you know, like, it's doing stuff. I'll check the vid later. Hey man, thanks Blue. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, I think this character's fucking cheap. I think she's super, super good. Single target DHC, she has a... They sped up her, whatever the fuck the other one is, Pedal Burst. The back super. So you can't do the dumb shit I used to do with, like, Azrael Ruby. Which is kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, like, it doesn't change much. Her strong teams are still strong. Her mix-up is still good. Like, she's like a jack of all trades, but, like, all of her trades are, like, really strong, and then she has one that she's, like, average at. I think she's, like, there. I could be wrong. I could put her here, but for now, I'll leave her at S, and then I'll decide if that's really what I think. What was next? Yukiko the Tiger? Ruby Chie. Yeah, that's also true. She also has some of the best teams in the game. She's part of Ruby Chie. She has Ruby Adachi. Like, I feel like Ruby Yumi is good. Ruby Narukami is probably solid. Probably not the best one. Ruby Carmine's good. Yeah, you know what? She could go up there. Alright. Who is next? Ruby 9? I have actually not really seen Ruby 9. Okay, Ruby Gord is still good, but it's not what it used to be. Almost every Ruby team is good. Facts. Because she's a jack of all trades, so she doesn't... She almost does, like, I could go on about her, but she makes most teams work with her, but she just also so happens to have some top tier teams now. Alright, what was next? Yukiko, then Tiger. Yukiko Amagi. What the fuck do you want from me, man? Alright. She... like... So now you can't push block the persona, right? Cool. It's not doing much anyways. Like, her personas aren't really doing much. Her... like, it could... even if you get chipped, right? Like, I don't like fighting this character, all things considered. Like... She's just like... her fans are like... oh god, I have to play some shitty neutral, and then if I get hit by a fan, I eat fucking 800 damage. And so it's like, who cares? The neutral ward is like whack. Her reversal supers aren't very good in a lot of situations. Her damage without fire levels is whack. The way for her to get fire levels requires her either to have a specific team in mind, like what used to be Yumi Walled, where you just do the command throw and then like you set up to where you could do command throw active switch and then you could get your fire levels. I believe there's a new team that does that, like Yumi probably does a similar thing well, or like what would it be, Adachi possibly. Like she has like a lot of bad stuff, so it's like she's just not very good, all things considered. You could get almost every... there is a Japanese Azrael Yukiko player that I was watching, and half the time I would look at it and just go, oh cool, there's no threat there. from like Gustav 6P or from most of this other stuff, it was just like, oh cool, there's not much threat there. Yuki goes on point, you don't care. You will almost never care. I think online she gets a little bit powered up, but offline... Alright, so now time for Podge's second character. I mean, at least we've solidified that there's at least 2 characters in every tier, right? Tager sucks. Big jumps frame, like big jump startup. Like command throw is not very good. Like his command throw mix, he has Wald still, and he has like I'm sure he has some other team now. Oh, Yumi, right? Yumi I think is okay. Mai and Seth? I'll do Mai after this. So like his mix up is whack. His pressure, whack. His pressure is whack. His mix is whack. His damage is okay. He needs Spark Bolt to do most of his like damaging combos though. So he's requiring meter. He needs Spark Bolt for neutral. Like 2B is not really that great. He gets rewarded for like if you have a team that enables him, like Wald, to really get that going. He doesn't have any real good options. He doesn't have great options to deal with zoners. He has a hard time dealing with most of the meta characters. What else, dude? He sucks. He's a resource hog, and you need somebody to not use resources. Wald works in that regard, correct. I'm sure he has some other team here and there, but like, I mean, like maybe Adachi. I mean, like, it's almost like mentioned. It was mentioned in chat that it's like kind of playable. Did I just read his assists are okay? He has 1 assist. He has 1 assist. It is 5p, and even still, it is average at best. Is Wald Tager still good? Yes. I don't know if it's like the what it was before because of power creep, but it's still really good. 5p, solid option. 4p and 6p are not in the video game. Oh yeah, his 5p is godlike for Wald, but like looking at it for like most other characters, not good. He has 1 assist. His 1 assist is solid. He does. If you see Tager doing this or whatever, the player fucked up. Tager started charging 6 feet in 1988. Oh my god, dude. Like, okay, jokes aside though, it has some minor usage, but like, it's bad. It's overall is bad. So, Tager, bad. Command throw active switch with Wald? Yeah, I mean, he has command throw active switch stuff, but like, most of the time though, you have to have like a very niche team to set that up, and even still, like, you have to have a very unique synergy for this character to work. But like, if you aren't playing Wald, you're... Okay, again, play who you want, right? I know like Podge is looking at this and crying, but like, you're kind of fucking up if you're not playing Wald with this character, right? But at the same time, play what you want. You just know that, like, and I'm sure he has like some secret unknown the 50-second character you try is gonna be OD with him, but like, dude, he's bad. He is bad, she is bad. Who's worse? Who gives a fuck? Well, okay. Sorry, the assist comment got me. What? Who's next? Who's next? Mai? Yeah, I'll do one of those, because I don't want people to fucking make their own little charts for me to do. Mai, and then, Plat. Yep. Mai Natsume. I was excited for this character. I was really excited for this character. Yeah. So... Already calling Makoto after Plat? Okay. So... Mai is weird. No more DP assist. So, okay, Mai was at one point was like super fucking good, and then they got rid of DP assist. And then she got normalized. But she has... Her combo routes are kind of wild. They don't do a ton of damage. She requires specific teams to really work because she has to be able to, at least in cross combo, to get good routes on her side. She has to be able to do the backflip and get the stock to do the dives. She needs... Her neutral game is whack. Her buttons for neutral seem okay, but they're eh. 5A is okay, but it's also really slow. You wouldn't think it's that slow? I didn't even think it was that slow. Whenever I was doing the Azrael video, I was labbing Mai because her 2A is 7 frames. So I was trying to use her as an example as a 7-framer. But like 5A is like 12 or 13 frames. Like, I didn't even think about that. Her 5A is actually pretty slow. It's a good button, but it's slow. 2B is a good hitbox, but its head invuln is like, I think like frame 7, frame 8? 5A is 10 frames. I would it seems faster, but like, yeah. It doesn't have like, it has the same range as like a lot of other characters' 5As, but it's like a frame or two slower, which kind of costs her in a lot of situations. Like, 2C is good. I think her 2C is good for like active switch options and whatnot, but like, I think she's outclassed in quite literally every way. And her combo routes, they're not hard, right? But they're a lot more work than some of the characters to get like the same, if not more, reward. Her assists are bad. 5P is mad good. 4P is okay. 6P is... I hate it, personally. I don't think it's a good assist at all, 6P. But, like, it could be annoying because of the active switch window. But, like, her assist kit is very... And even still, 5P, you need to, like, only certain characters really utilize it that well. So... For me, I don't think this character is that strong. I think this is a good spot for her. Moving on. It was 5P carries her, agreed. Who was it? Platinum of the Trinity? I don't think I see a My Player beta burst with 214. Because some bursts you just are really hard for her to bait with. Final Fantasy 9 music, yeah, I like it. That's my favorite fucking RPG. Alright, Platinum of the Trinity. I have a hard time between these two tiers for her. And let me explain. Her damage is not bad. Her point value is okay. Her damage is not bad. Her point value is okay. She has JA and 5A are pretty solid. Her, burst can be annoying at times. Like, she has loops that I, like, only... Granted, she only has, like, 2 players, like Shadow Teddy and, like, somebody else, but, like... Her damage with, like, the loops is okay. And she can be annoying at times. And, like, you know, with the, like, whatchamacallit, 5C with, like, Miracle Gene to, like, if you spend 2 bars, you're able to, like, really be annoying, like, more annoying than normal. But it's really, like... solid. Oh, my burst? I mean, Plat's burst is still meh. Like, it's still solid. So all this has to be said, right? I think she's a good character by herself. And her loops are pretty solid. But her assists are dog shit. Like, put that shit in the swamp. Like, the random assist... Okay, so, if her 6P, if you are an RNG god and only get Halo, is really good. And whatever her 4P item options are, I'm sure she has one good option there. 5P is whatever. So, like... I don't think... Okay, so I don't think she's worse... I don't think she's bad as Tager or Yukiko. But I think she's still really, really bad. I feel like you really need a good, insanely short active switch window, correct. Like, her new 4P? Do they make it consistent, or is it still random? I have not kept up with, like, the entirety of this character. Like, I think she's C tier. I think if you look at this line, I think this line's up for me. It's consistent? Okay, then yeah, then I'm confident in this then. What is it, Cat Hammer? Oh yeah, no, this is fine then. I think this is fine. I think she's in the, as I've said many times, I think they're bad. 4P is Frying Pan, Cat Hammer, something else. Oh, so she get, okay, yeah, no, that's fine then. Yeah, I think she's part of this tier then. I think she's the best out of so far from these people. I think she's like probably the best point, maybe like, but like in terms of damage and reward and like stuff like that. And she has the ability to use meter well with Miracle Jane, but like, she's still bad. Well, who was after Platinum? Let me scroll up in the chat room. Makoto. Makoto, Teddy. Okay. Makoto. Yeah. So, hey, thanks Barb for the follow. So, Makoto is not very good in some regards. She has whack pokes in a lot of situations. Her damage can be okay at times using loops. Even though some of it got changed, she still gets loops, and she still has some good options here and there. 2C is really obnoxious in some matchups. Her DP is the fastest in the game. She can use 2C to even avoid bursts at times. Like, she does her job by making you block it, when she gets in. Yeah, like, she also has like some niche things here or there. Like, she gets spin a bar to B+, and she has a 5-frame jab. So, and I think 2A is still fast, right? What's the speed on her 2A? Her 2A's got missing active frames. How many? Out of how many? Because I don't think I've seen that ever matter in the matches I've played against good Makoto players. I don't think I've ever seen the missing active frames actually matter that much. I'm sure you could find a Twitch clip or something of where, like, it misses, like, the one time, but it's... A lot of the... Whenever I've played against good Makoto players, it doesn't seem to be that much of an issue. She also can be plus at times, like mentioned. Her 2A, I think, is like 6 frames. 6 or 7. She has okay-ish air normals. Air normals are meh. Her JC can be used to bait anti-airs at times. She has okay damage. She has good resonance game. I don't think she's that bad, like... She's the most basic brawler? Yeah, I can agree with that. She also is, like, one of the few, like... I think one of the only brawler that could get plus frames. Is missing a bit at times, so it works like a 12... I've definitely... It might be missing on, like, frame 11 or, like, frame 10 or something. I'd have to look to see exactly which ones are missing. But, like, a lot of the time I don't see it matter that much. Or at least whenever I've played against it, or whenever I see her get played, I don't see her DP whiffing because of the missing active frames. I feel like most of the time it just doesn't matter. She has the ability to plus frames. Also, what's kind of interesting is that depending on where you push block her, if she goes for the fireball, you still have to hold it. And then depending on her team, you could just call the assist and then continue pressure from there. And that's more of a niche thing, but like overall, I think... Oh yeah, not to... Fuck Slash Kate. Fuck Naoto, dude. Oh. So... Yeah, I think Makoto... I don't think she... If you give me a bottom 5, I think she's all, like, 4th or 5th or something like that. But, like... I don't think she's this tier. I don't think she is bad as these two characters right here. I stand by that. I also think, because I forgot about the slash K thing, I think Naoto being up there is reasonable. I'll move him here for the time being and then decide what I want to do with them later. Alright. What was... I see Yosuke. It was Teddy. Teddy, then Yosuke. At least, well, at least is Yukiko... Well, at least if Yukiko gets her stuff going, she's more valuable than Makoto, in my opinion. I mean, possibly, but I feel like most of the time she... Without... If you're running a good Yukiko team, I feel like she could probably get the fire levels, but she's losing a lot of ground for it. I don't know. I think these two are like... I think there's one character as bad as these two, and we all fucking know it is. Teddy. Teddy, whatever the fuck, Teddy, sir. He is really good. Really good. He got buffed. Corkscrew is fucking fast. Items are good. His damage is consistent. Obviously he's a character that grew with development and time with the game. He is, like, really good. He has good neutral. His assists are solid. He can get a lot of things going. He has decent mix-up. Yeah. I think he's just a really good character. He snowballs for a good bit, and then once he has to reset the items, I think it's fine. Yeah, Optimal Teddy's not that hard, but like it took a little bit to get really going for it. I feel like Teddy is similar to Faust in that sense, where it's not like, oh, obviously not with random items, but in terms of situational awareness, knowing what items you're gonna get next and knowing how to apply those to the situation, as well as knowing what you have out in neutral and how that will interact. I feel like with good awareness, this character is a fucking monster, and with a good team as well. I mean, Sarume? I don't know how to pronounce their name, but the Japanese player, the Teddy Yang, I don't know if they dropped Yang. I haven't seen a lot of the Japanese players play recently. I think he's really, really good. So we'll see how this works out. Yeah, his item routes aren't actually, like, that hard. I'll randomly fuck around with them. Like, it's not that difficult. But I think it comes down to being able to do them on the fly, or like using items as a hit confirm, or like, you know, confirming what items you have and doing all that. It completely changes based on number of factors. Yeah, but you could generally get whatever you're going for. Like, a lot of the time you could really just go for a confirm, use an assist, get things going, or use 4P as whatever he's behind, and like get things going. He's not that difficult to... He's one of the harder characters, but he's more about recognition and acknowledging stuff like that, so it's good. But yeah, I think Teddy's good. His assists are solid. He's got okay supers. He's got decent damage. His neutral is wild. So, moving on. And he has really good teams. Moving on, it was what? Oh, this song fucking slaps. It was... Somebody help me out here. Yosuke. Right. Yosuke, whatever his last name is. I think that's... Merkava? I'll do Merkava after Yosuke. Yeah, I think he's around there. So Yosuke got some interesting buffs this version. So he's kind of less meter dependent in a lot of situations, and he also has kunai, which can be annoying at times. It's not the most useful change, but it's something to do Noelle. Okay, yeah, I'll do... Oh yeah, Noelle was already mentioned, so yeah, I'll just do Merkava than Noelle, because I feel like Merkava has more Taku points than Noelle. Yosuke... His assists are good, his damage is solid enough, his neutral could be annoying for a lot of characters to deal with. He has, he's fast as fuck. He's got good pressure, he's got good mix-up. I feel like he's really good. I feel like his biggest downsides just come to, like, if you know how to deal with some of his gimmicks and some of his cheese, because that's what a lot of his kind of stuff is that he'll kind of go for a lot of gimmicky JC sort of situations or whatnot. It can be a little difficult. Hey, thanks for the follow. Is that 2 alerts I'm seeing? That is 2 alerts. Whoops, let me delete that. I didn't even notice. Somebody should have told me. But hey, thanks for the follow, Gotcha Breezy. So, Yosuke, yeah, good assist, good, like, the damage, I think his damage is, like, average, if I remember correctly. He might have got some differences with how it currently is played, but overall, he's okay. He's good. I don't think he's obviously anywhere up there. No? No damage? Or... yeah, okay. So his damage is on average is good. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's been a minute as well since I've seen him, like, really get played. But he's a solid character overall. It's just, whatever, if you know how to deal with some of his cheese and some of his gimmicks, or, like, how to interact with certain options, he kind of gets exploded. And his defensive game is not very strong. So with those are the main reasons why I would say he's in this, like, A tier area. Osmosis confirms. Yeah, Yosuke Adachi is so obnoxious. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being annoying. Not being able to push block a lot against him. But yeah, I think he's like this area. I think he's solid, but I don't think he's like up in this tier. What was next? It was Merkava, then Noelle. Merkava. I'm so fucking glad this character got nerfed, dude. Oh my god, I hated this piece of shit. I hated him so much. So, EX Fireball is still like plus 20. He still has like good options. They nerfed him to where now he can't do whiff JB into like 50-50 stuff, as well as they nerfed his height on his jump for like flight. So now he's much lower to the ground, whereas before he could go high up, and most characters just couldn't interact with that height. Unless you were like someone that could just super jump with a projectile. But even still, it didn't really matter that much. He still has good options. His average damage is still okay. He's still hard to burst on. But the biggest thing is that his mix-up game kind of died. But overall, I still think he's okay. I think he's still like a solid enough character. I feel like he still has teams that are good, that could really work out. And he could do well. But he definitely isn't just like the old Merkava, where you could just fucking do stupid shit. Yeah, he still has unreactable JC, and JB is now a mid, or is that still an overhead? He still has CC invul whenever he does, whenever he has glide. Still has cross-up JB? Correct. He's still really good. I don't think he's A tier. I think he's just solid. I think he's in this solid B. JB is still an overhead, that's right. What was it? No, it's not cancelable on block anymore, right? That was the nerf, right? It wasn't cancelable on block? Which, it was still weird that he had JB and JC as an instant overhead, right? Oh, yeah. Flat has CC invul because it's considered movement. So he can still use that, and that's still a good option to have. Like, a really good option to have for a lot of Merkava comps. You just have to find a time to use it, and where, like, you can soar and not just get punished. So, depending on some matchups, if they can't interact with that, yeah, dude, that shit's free. But other times, if you have ways to interact with dealing with the active switch, then yeah, flight cancel recovery, so now he doesn't get that great mix-up off of it. And he still has okay damage, and he has okay neutral. But yeah, the character's definitely not what he used to be. Yeah. I think he's like this area. He's definitely not like below here, but he's definitely not like, I think this is a good spot for him. I feel like he has clear weaknesses. And his solo game, like, and also his assists are okay. He still has really good assists. I feel like he just has more weaknesses than, like, say, most of the characters up here. He's gonna cancel JCL block for whatever reason, though. I mean, I'm okay with him having, like, that. If he doesn't get if he doesn't have 2 wasted overheads. But he also needs he could use a meter to combo and whatnot with the EX fireballs. But yeah. What was after this? It was Merkava, Noelle, that's right. Noelle Vermillion. Sister. This character's kind of whack. Has a lot of, like... Don't get me... Okay, so I want to preface. Noelle is really annoying. Noelle's really fucking annoying. Because of just how, like, her bullet dance shit works. Can be annoying at times. But she's so bad. Even if you get smacked up by the bullet dance stuff, you eat, like, 3,000 damage. Yeah, she's just not that great. Yeah, she's a net play character. There was, Ultimox. Ultimox did really well with her for a while. She's, like, not the worst, obviously, but she's definitely, I think she's got slightly better in terms of with the meta, because her ability to deal with zoners is still solid. However, I think that she doesn't carry enough weight to really be justified to be, like, better. Below average damage, below, kind of whack assists, whack neutral. She has a bunch of gimmicks go on, and she has a role as an anti-zoner, but meh. I think she's, like, around this area. Alright. What was after Noelle, right? It was Noelle... Was it Tank? Am I about to talk about the joke character? I think Tank's fucking good. I legitimately think Tank is fucking good. He has so little recovery on his zoning. He has good damage. He has good mix-up. He has an instant fucking overhead. Why does the Tank have an instant overhead? He has unblockable setups. He has, like... on God, I think... It might not... I don't think it is. I don't think... He's this close... If there was like a... If an A is like a 90 to 99 or whatever, and S is 100, I think he's like a 90, or like A plus is like... I think he's like an A plus plus, or like an A plus minus. He is that... Like, I think this character is super good. Zoning is really strong. Assists are okay. Unblockables, instant overheads. Armors on his move can be annoying for mash situations. Fucking damage is good. He has the projectile, his projectile super doesn't have any invuln, but it can punish a Zeodyne on reaction. Like, you block a Zeodyne, get punished for it, idiot. It is so fast. It could contest a lot of options, and it does mad damage. His resonance game is, like, really good, too. He is a very strong character. Or whatever, is a strong character. I am very close to moving him up more, but... I don't know. I don't know if I agree that hard that he's that good, but, like... I think this character's fucking good. And also, in this meta, I think he works. I think he works well with a good... Like, with a good partner in this meta. So, I don't know. He's close, but I think he's like I think he's a good example of an A-tier character, with weaknesses being his mobility and his, like, some of his options on whiff, as well as just, like, being a big hurt box, so that way he's, like, CMV food, like, food, whatever. Like, he gets beat the fuck out of with combos. He is, like, really easy to confirm a lot of shit on. He... It's kind of like he has the armor in a lot of situations, which could hurt him as well. He doesn't have an anti-air. He has his DP is situational, because of the fact that it's the parry, and yeah, like that's his biggest things. And also his reversal supers are bad, so I think his defense is whack for the most part, but his zoning and whatnot is good. I think he's close to up here though, but that might just be me overhyping him. But I feel like he's really good in this meta as well, but especially if you're having to deal with a lot of Adachi. I think this character's good against Adachi for the most part. The solo game is awful? Shut your mouth. Take is actually strong. What was it? What was the one? Oh, I didn't even read the chat without this. No anti-air, no double jump, no air dash, correct. His mobility's whack. 6-frame full screen laser. It's 6 frames?! Yeah, no, he's good. It's what? Elizabeth? Yeah, I'll do Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Also another bad character. It punishes Naoto S gunshots on block? Holy shit. Yeah, no, the laser is good. Like, in terms of, like, it gets a lot of options, but... Alright, Liz. Liz is a character. Possibly some of the worst defensive options in the game. That counter DP is really bad at times. Her persona is easily checked in a lot of situations. Her mix-up is, like, super whack. She has... chat room, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Obviously. Isn't her only overhead 5C? Is JC even an overhead? I don't actually know if JC is an overhead. I remember testing this with Eshi at C Otaku. JAA? What the fuck is that? Wait, I gotta look at what is... I didn't actually recall if she had a JAA. She has a JAA? What in the fuck? I didn't know this. Yeah, JP is an overhead, JC is an air command throw. Like... She's not very good. Her damage is whack. It's hard to get out. That makes sense. Like... It's not very good. Her mix-up is not very good. Her damage is, like, okay at times. If you have the ability to cash out, like, meter, it can be okay. Like, it can be solid. You know what? Laz, you're fucking right. Her damage is, like, average, but she just can't hit you. She also is, like, those route... You'll see the Twitter routes where she spins 3 bars, and then she does, the fucking super, and then does, whatchamacallit, the loops and loops and loops. It's super weak to burst. She's super weak to burst. In a lot of regard. She's not very good. Her neutral's bad. Her defensive options are bad. She's not a very good character. She's not, again, better than these two. But I think she is a very... very hard character, especially in this meta. Meta is... I talked a little bit briefly about it, but like Adachi, you can't do anything. You legitimately cannot do anything in that matchup. It is the freest shit for Adachi. Her DP can't even punish burst reliably? Correct. Her DP actually loses to some assists. Like some assist Oki. Like, it's bad. She has decent support value, but that's it. You literally pick this character either for 2, maybe 3 reasons. You want that's the 5P and 6P, and... Shut the fuck up, Tempest! The fuck? Like, dude, I think people give, like, I'll do a little bit for you, Tempest. I think Hilda... I think people don't give her enough credit, but at the same time, she sucks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But, oh, but okay, Liz is right. You pick her for either 5p or 6p, right? Because whenever, especially because she gets the awakening ones, it's like actually okay. It's actually okay options. But like that, or you like her as a character or as a waifu, or whatever the fuck. And I actually don't know what other reason you pick this character. If you want to play Liz 9, you could play 9 any other character. Or not any other, but like, you could play like 9 Hilda if you want to. Look, just off of C tier, right? You could play 9 Hilda. If you want to play other characters, you could play fucking 9 Yumi, 9 Adachi, fucking 9 Kurogane if you want. I don't know. You have so many other. Seth Liz. Meh. Look, here's the thing, right? You can play Seth Liz if you want, right? Yo, go ahead and pick Seth Liz. Just pick Seth fucking anybody else. You can play her to sacrifice her health for meter. Just the ultimate battery? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was -4 is like the plus on block one where you, for her. Like, God, she's bad. Bruh, but you gotta wait for the net play tier list, though. Yeah, no. But regardless, Liz sucks. But also, better than these two. So, this is gonna trend, right? Do I see anybody else requesting shit? I see Rachel. I see Yang. Alright, I'll do Rachel and then Yang. And then... Alright, here, I'll do Rachel, then Yang, then Narukami, then Celica. Alright, somebody fucking write that down. Who did I say? Rachel? Character's fucking cheap. This character, last patch, was absolute garbage. And then... Rachel, see, hell no. I think this character is like this, between these two, right? I don't know about this high, at least here. Let's talk about her. She is super fast, right? With Wind, she's able to move super fast. She's able to ignore some neutral interactions with her Wind and then set up with like Tempest Dahlia, or even just throwing the regular bat, like lightning rods and shit. Or even going to the sky to set up George. Like, she's super strong. Her damage is pretty average at times, but other times can be pretty solid. Her neutral is obnoxious. Is between either obnoxious or some of the worst. She has, like, arguably the best assists in the game. One of them, at least, with 4P. It is so fucking good. Her 5P is solid. 6P is whatever. I think the fact that she gets to ignore a lot of neutral interactions, especially this version, whenever a lot of the neutral is happening, like, in a really, like, horizontal space, being able to fly that high is I think I'd put her here. She's really good. She has, like, CF mix-up again. Like, yeah, I'm convinced on this. She has good teams, too. She has top-tier teams, like, obviously, Ruby. Susanoo is okay at times. I'd have to see what else Liz says for team-wise, but I feel like she has good teams. Are the tiers ordered? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll be here all fucking day if I'm doing that. But thank you for the question, though, Genji's precious booty. That's the sound I make when I'm pissed. But yeah, no, I think she's really good. Her assist kit's good. Her ability to control neutral is strong. Her meter options are good. Like, it's all fucking good. What is this? I could agree with that. You beg of you. Alright. So let's see. Who else? What was it? Who wrote that down? Yang? Yang, yeah, Yang, Narukami, Celica. Character's fucking stupid. I hate this piece of shit. 5B mashing, JB mashing. Why? Okay, so look, they gave her 2B and JB armor. So at times it could fucking destroy her. But at most of the other times, you're like, it doesn't fucking matter, because she just stalls a little bit and then just punishes you for that. I hate this character. The music changes to a whack song that gets you copyrighted on fucking YouTube, and then she gets Semblance 5A, and she has really strong assists. She has fucking... Shut the fuck up, Shinku. Look, if we want to do that right, here, hold up. Now we're getting to the Japanese tier list, Shinku. Good seeing you, Omi. But, so yeah, it's fucking... She has good assists, she has good damage, she has good fucking pressure, she has mix-up, she has armor on fucking everything. She is whack. When will Yang have armor? I'm about to shoot this motherfucker. But I like that emote, so he can stay around. Yeah, Yang is really fucking good. I think this tier, I don't think she's like meta-defining, like, type of character, but I think she is very, very strong and has some of the best teams in the game with like Yang, Carmine, Yang, Ruby. I mean, look, Shinku's fucking here. Armor is easier to deal with than Invuln on DP. Also, can I note, as a Adachi player, I hate this character specifically because the fact that you also fucking, if she 5Bs, if she does like meaty 5B, and you counter, you just fucking lose, and lose in everything. In your life total, in the interaction, in the game, you lose your fucking wallet. Dude, this character's fucking wild. I don't think she's like, I think if she had, I don't know, I don't think she's like up there. I don't think she's here, but she's really, really, really strong. As are basically the rest of these characters. The only issue really is neutral at times. And the fact that she plays a more horizontal game, which can be kind of rough at some situations, but a lot of the time she's just able to really get things going. But yeah. Who is next? Celica? No, Narukami. Oh, god damn it. Alright. What can I say? Fuck that, dude. Who the fuck actually... Look. Fucking... Who the fuck? Alright, let's just break it down, right? I like video games with push block, right? I like to push block in my video game of BBTAG, right? I like to punish moves like full screen lows and overheads and shit like that in my game of BBTAG. I like not blocking for a million years in my video game of BBTAG. I like being able to play the game sometimes. 2.0! This motherfucker just gets a million plus frames, gets good EX game, you can't push block him for shit. Why is this low fucking not punishable? Adachi Narukami, BGs. Like, okay, but look at him from his standpoint, right? He has 5P is like probably the best, if not one of the best 5Ps for like the standard style of 5P in the game. It's like up there for at least one of the best, if not the best. Fucking 6P is a really strong projectile normal. 4P is... It's not the best, it's not like an anti-air thing, it's a persona assist, so it can be clipped from times. But it's wild. His neutral? Fucking great. His neutral is just ridiculous. He starts pressuring you, BGs. What the fuck? Like... He can mix it up with frame traps with using the persona normals or just going for like a regular fireball. He can, if you're respecting it too much, he can use EXZO to be like, I think it's +7. You broke it for offense because you can't push block it, right? Because you can't push block it for 2 seconds and you get an active switch. But like in terms of like what you would use like an anti-air for, not very good. But it's really good for his pressure, that you are very correct. His neutral game is wild. Meter game is fucking fantastic. His pressure is good. For whatever reason, he has plus fucking, or like -4, -3 on his EX lightning car, and I think it's JC version is punishable, but 5BBB version is not punishable. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I correct there, rather? Like, EX car? Get that shit. Sup, Levi? Thanks for the follow. Get that fucking car out of here. Okay, thank you. So, yeah. He's the weak... What? He does what? Dude! Tempest, shut the fuck up. Plus on Hilda. Shut the fuck up. Alright, but... Okay, it's at least... It's like mine... It's like... It's not punishable. It is at least like... It's around there, right? -3. Yeah. It's like... It's plus on Hilda, as Tempest said. But it's still... It's like... It's just wild. It has a gap. It has a gap, but I don't know if you can really mash in it depending on your character. You might be able to get an anti-air depending on the size of the gap, but like it's hard to deal with at times. Plus, like if you wanna mess with it, then you can just 2C, and unless you're OSing the DP, then it can get a little bit troublesome. As well as he can just stop the pressure there and then bait it, and then for whatever reason it's fucking good. It has unblockables. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is. This character, fucking Boncho out here. Stupid ass haircut, but it's fucking at least top 3 for me at least. Alright. Fuck Narukami. Just react to the mids. Unpush unblockables, dude. But hear me out. He can high five my girl Makoto right there. Right there. Boncho and the ladies. Damn, C tier is looking a little wild. But yeah. Alright. That aside, Celica A. Mercury. Okay, Celica... Who the fuck plays this character? I actually have not seen this character since, like, last time I saw it in Safe Player. I've seen Celica be played by Unsafe, and then I played against one Celica, but there was I don't know how the fuck it happened, but they crossed me up with I push blocked I think it's 5BB, where it's like the car going forward. I push blocked it, she ended up on the other side of me, and Azio turned around and punched her. I honestly, I think she probably is okay at times, but like... You play Celica, Sans? I'm glad to hear it. I think... I'll be honest. I'm gonna go ahead and preface this. I don't know that much about Celica. She has some interesting tools, but I legitimately don't see her get used because she's probably not that good. I'd feel bad if I put her on the same tier as Azrael and Gordeau. She's countered by chip damage. That's fucking right. Yeah, I think she's C tier. I don't know. I do have to preface this, but I don't know much about this character. So, DP is guard point, correct. I'm like 80% sure on that. Yeah. I don't know much about her. I'll be honest. 4P is not an assist. 4P is not a assist. 5P is kind of whack. 6P can be okay at times. Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, yeah. Poor girl. Alright. Who's next? Was there any other requests? I don't think those two are good, Tippist. You could go back either on the YouTube video I'm posting of this, because all this is going on YouTube. But you can either watch the YouTube video or you go back to the stream. I talk about them a little bit. I don't think they're that good. Susanoo. Okay, wait. So fucking Yuzu, Susanoo, Wald, Hazuma. Okay. Yuzu. Yuzu, so no longer is the easy bake oven that was this character. Haz was earlier. Okay, I'll do Yuzu then Hazuma. Because I already started on Yuzu. But so, this character, her combos are no longer part of the easy bake oven. Like, you can't just press JBBB, 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 to whatever, 214 or 236 BBB, or whatever the fuck her inputs were for it. Like, she actually requires some different combo routes, which can be, and at times, can be a little bit difficult to confirm from, and her damage is kind of whatever. Yo, the fucking, I miss Yuzu neutral. Give her back 6p. The nerf to 6p fucking made my life. Dude, she no longer has a hit scan assist for neutral. Her 5p is still good and her 4p are still okay, but 6p is solid now. It's okay enough. I feel like she's a strong character and she has good teams, and she still can do teleport mix-up with like an assist, because otherwise you should be able to react to that. But like, all in all, I think she's like a strong character, but I feel like she's kind of outclassed this version in a lot of regards. But she still has strong teams that could work out for you, so all in all, I think she's around this area. What was it? Hazuma? Yeah, because someone mentioned Hazuma earlier. Dude, I fucking... Hazuma, I don't like. I don't know if it's a mix of... he's not good. He is not good. Like, okay, Hazuma in neutral, chains have a gap, so you can just anti-air him half the time. And if he does try to go for any follow-up, and as long as you have a decent, like, anti-air, or, like, a decent button that has, like, an upward hitbox, you can just, like, with, say, like, Azrael and Yumi, and even Adachi, if they're zooming in, you can just mash 5A, and if they follow up, they fucking die, and if they have to use a meter to, like, whiff their thing and then go for it, or... yeah, like, he's gonna be meter negative in a lot of situations, and even still half the time, he's not gonna be able to punish those cleanly. And if he does punish them for, if they're, like, a slower one, like, let's say you mash, like, Gord 2B or something, you eat a good chunk of damage, but, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, he's kind of whack. He's kind of, like, really whack, in my opinion. His neutral is kind of also pretty whack. His pressure... his assists. Yeah. Dude's fucking in the Gongaroo. And I just mashed 5B. Yeah, because you get the bullets, too! Yeah, like, dude. His damage is okay. Yeah, his damage can be okay at times. But, like... I don't know. This character is not very strong. Susanoo. Maybe not there. Let's talk about Susanoo. Right? So, Susanoo has really high average damage, decent pressure, good assists, like, if he gets a hit without meter, he's similar to Azrael in a sense, where Susanoo gets a hit, and he takes you to the corner with, like, 10k to your fucking, off your life total. For fucking A. Fucking, you hate to see it. I'm getting fucking CF OS out here. I'm getting Grand Blue OS out here. Hit stop looking ass. He does so he has high damage, he has good enough pressure. 6p is really strong. 5p is pretty good. 4p at times is really strong. He has good active switch options. He has good unblockables. He has good pressure. He has good neutral for the most part. The only big thing is that he's big, so he gets, like, he's big so he can get clipped in a lot of situations. But overall, like, he's... Yeah, 5B is 9.7k meterless into an unblockable that you can't burst. Correct. He has... Yeah, he's got really strong options. Like, again, his biggest things is that he's slow. Or slower. And he's big, so he can kind of get caught by a lot of things. And he's, he has fuzzies, too! Yeah, no, this character's, like, up here. Character's fucking good. So, yeah. I don't think there's much else I really need to say. He also has, like, some of the best teams in the game. Or not some of the best, but, like, he's got really strong options. He has synergy with, like, some of the characters up here. Some of the characters on here. Character's good. Who was next? It was... What? I swear it was Wald. Wald was up there. Okay. Wald, Carmine. Gotcha. Wald's weird. I think he's somewhere in here. He's somewhere in here. So Wald still has really strong 2A, really strong 2B, really strong JA. Like, he's got really strong, like, he's got good routing still. He has good Oki. He has good assists. 6P got, like, again, Wald is the weirdest thing, because you'll say, yeah, we added more startup tied to the 6P. And then you don't know if it's a nerf or a buff. I still don't know if it's a nerf or a buff. It nerfed some teams, but also, like, buffed others. Like, Azrael Wald got buffed because of that. Fucking Wald Tager, I think, got buffed, right? The new 5P, this one's definitely a nerf. The first one was a buff. 5P getting nerfed. It was 5P, or was it 236A, or was it both that now don't ground bounce, right? They they have, like, that weird... Do they ground bounce? I don't care. Dude, it's been a little bit. 236A. Yeah, so it messed up some routing stuff. 236A, yeah, ground bounces, which is a problem for a lot of characters. Right. I always mix it up, because I know Azrael Wald got buffed this version. But, yeah, a lot of characters lose their synergy because of that. But he's still a strong solo character. 4P is still pretty good. It can be good depending on the team. But overall, I think he got outclassed in a lot of situations. I still think, and obviously he still has issues in neutral, and he still has some issues with, like, some comps now due to, like, the nerfing of 236A. But, like, all in all, I think he's, like, still A tier. He has some clear weaknesses, but he's still good enough by himself, and with some of his, like, other teams. I mean, he still has, like, Wald Tager, and he still has some other teams, like Aki Wald. And I'm sure, like, Narukami Wald could still kind of work, but probably not. It's definitely not the same thing that it was beforehand. But, yeah, I think he's, like, around this A tier area. I think that's a good thing for him. Walter Ruby will stand the test of time. Alright, who is next? Carmine? So Carmine, then S, then Mika. Alright, Carmine. Okay, here's the thing with Carmine. I don't know about this. So Carmine S, Mika Chie. Gotcha. Somebody write that down. So Carmine is fucking dumb. Still the same character that he has been for, like, all this shit. Except now he loses life. But he also got buffed because of fucking Cross Raid. Fucking Cross Raid. I'll complain about that any day. I don't like that shit. So he was like, Crossraid helped a good bit of characters, but overall, he gained the most out of Crossraid, I'm pretty sure more than any other character. He got new teams, he has more damage. Yeah, oh, the fucking bombs! Hold the phone. So I think, yeah, he's got the bombs shit going on now. He can do bomb loots for like easy, like fucking hella damage. He's got still ridiculous neutral. He still does anything into EX fucking pinwheel mid-screen to make you eat 8k and take you to the corner. And now he can even, if he's low on assist gauge, you're like, you know what, whatever, fuck it. Let me just fucking take that health back, get that active switch in. Like, you know, the 16k. Like, he has good meter thing. He has good, meter game. He has good, just, neutral game. His mix-up is still, like, kind of standard shit. Like, his mix-up has been, like, I don't want to say not good, but, like, it's not, like, instant overhead options, right? It's kind of like the cross-up, like, it's kind of like you don't have no instant overhead or anything. It's just cross-up with the JAs, or, like, cross-up, non-cross-up, and then 2A, like, tick throw stuff. So, like, he still has good mix-up options. It's just, like, varying, depending, especially whenever you compare the rest of these characters. So, like, it's still, yeah, it's like, it's standard. It's like standard mix-up in terms of, like, a standard fighting game character mix-up. Double hit J-Hake helps a lot. It does. That's also very true. Like, he has I hate his DP so fucking much. Carmine is a good character. He is a character that plays BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Yeah. Assists are mad good. Point is mad good. The classic of Throw Tech 5A still exists. Like, he's so obnoxious. Did somebody write that down? They did. Thank you, Kate. Well, yeah. Kaiton. However you pronounce. Thank you. S. Mika Chie. S. I think S is like here. I think she's solid. Her instant overhead became more, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it should be universal now. So you could do a lot of options with it. Like, she's strong. She has good pressure options at times. Her assists are still okay, like, good options. Like, well, thank you for not putting S in low tier. Yeah, it's universal. Tempest, I live in Georgia. Fucking tech to east side. Bro, like, this character's good. I don't think she's this good. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But as having a universal instant overhead, having decent, like, solid damage overall, has good assist kit, has some good teams as well. Seth after J, you got it, Chief. So, and she has good normals. She can be annoying. She's fast. Like, dude, she's good. Like, I don't have much else to add besides she is just a good character with good mix-up options, good pressure options, good active switch tools. Like, she's just solid. Like, I don't think she's, like, you know, up here. She has some weaknesses being, like, some of her frame data is kind of iffy at times. And some of, like, her options are generally, like, not usable. Like, the command throw is pretty whack. 2A is strong, JB, JA, yeah. Her anti-air is also a little whack. But overall, she's, like, good. I don't know if I put her up here, but I think she's, like, here. Mika. Mika. Taco fucking Bell. Like, JB, 5B, neutral, EX fucking missile, projectile invincibility. She is really, I think her toolkit is just good right now. Like, I think she has, like, really good options. She has good assists. She has good pressure game. She has strong options for the most part. But if you look at a lot of how the game is played currently, she plays the, like, really strong options. Because if you look at least, like, so far, right? If you look at a lot of this, like, Aki doesn't do a lot of projectile game and whatnot. Adachi, she does a good matchup against Adachi, in my opinion, because of the ability to use EX missiles to get through projectiles. Can contest Ruby, can contest fucking Naoto, can deal with some of the projectile game that Narukami does, but like still, I don't know how that matchup goes in all honesty. Can deal with the projectile stuff that Carmine likes to do, deal with the projectile stuff Yumi wants to do. Like, she has good anti-zoner. She's the best anti-zoner. Like, free, in my opinion. She is really strong, and she has good damage, and she also just super jumps, and it does, like, this bullshit, and it's fucking, it's some good-ass neutral that hits from fucking, it's like, think of Ruby's 4P, like, hitbox-wise, but just put Mika on top of it, and that's, like, the hitbox on it. Unblockable, right? Yeah, because you can do the projectile unblockables. Like, she's got a lot of options that are really fucking good. So, and she has good air-to-air a little bit, with JA's decent enough air-to-air. Yeah. I think this character's good. I don't think she's, like, meta-defining, like S-tier, but I think she's good counter-meta. I think she's meta, but also counter-meta, if that makes sense. And a good Mika team should be able to really compete with most anybody up here. Most of the top-tier teams. Who read that out? GA! Knee socks, I'm about to shoot you. I don't know how to do that on this, so you live today. Chie knew? You got it. Oh, wait, didn't somebody say Seth earlier? Yeah, Chie knew Seth. So where the fuck is... What the fuck do you want from me? This character is good. This character is fucking really good. Hella damage. Like, 6P is very similar to Naoto K's 6P, where it is such an easy option to set up with sandwiches, as well as has a good active switch window. It, like, has a good active switch window, has that set up. 5P is good. 6P is good offense. She does a million damage. With and without meter, she's good. She has JC Oki that you can't push block anymore. She has good 4A pressure. She has good 2A. Her DP is kind of lackluster. But it hits low, so it can really cheese people out sometimes. It's like, she has some of the best teams in the game. She has some of the best options to her. What's her, like... Her weakness is sometimes she has a stubby normal in the air. The fucking recovery off of the Fireball Supers, yeah, actually. So, one of the best characters in the game. Hands down, free. New than Seth. Let me double check. Yeah. New 13. Character's bad. I'll live with it. So she has very below average damage. She has like bad damage overall. She has okay mix-up options, and with the right team, she's able to set things up to create like left, right, high, lows. With like using her TK overhead thing, TK overhead special, and like to active switch or do anything with it, or like if you are in CC and you do it and you pick up an assist. So she has some mix-up option there, but her damage is not very high. Her neutral is not very good. She has like some of the worst projectile, like some of the worst options, at least for projectiles. Her solo game is not very good. They nerfed her Resonance game, because beforehand you could really get away with being like kind of behind and then using Resonance 4 to chip damage, but they cut that shit out. Praise be fucking Umbasa. Do have some of the best damage when it comes to a zoner. To a degree. To a degree. To a degree. But regardless, yeah, her damage is below average. Her, like, projectile game is honestly not that great. Her mix-up options from it aren't very good. Her assists aren't very good. She, I don't think is, like, the worst character or anything like that, but I think she is a weak character. Yeah, she does not have great damage. And her air game is kind of whack as well. Who else? Seth, and after Seth, everyone's favorite girl, Bleck. Originally I didn't want S tier. I wanted S tier to be like 6 or 7 characters, but I feel like Seth is just, like, there's so many good characters, actually. The more I see some of these characters, the more I'm like, yeah, they definitely are there. Or you have to be like, you got it, Chief. Should cut down C to the bottom 5 and D. The thing is that, here, tell you what, before I get into Seth, because Seth I could sum up real quick, but before I get into that, Kanji here, and I don't think any of these 3 characters are, I don't think there's any character that I would put even close to what these are. I think these are the bottom of the bottom, and that's just that. I seriously, so just to clarify with, like, C tier, I think all these characters can do stuff and have good options, or at least some form of option that they have, right? None of these characters, I think, have that redemption. Like, Tager is bad and has one team that is good, but is now facing some issues with the meta. Yukiko is bad. Kanji got nerfed. Kanji, Tatsumi, got nerfed. And BBTAG 2.0. You got me fucked. You got me fucked if you're like, if I can't actually put any of these characters on their tier. I seriously think bottom 5 is these 2, but Kanji and Yukiko take up 2 spots. But, so just to clear that out of the way, I just want to address that real quick. Seth, whatever his last name is, 7 frame, EX neutral, high damage, good assists, like, great anti-air, good air-to-air, has unblockables, like, character's fucking good. Has good teams, like, 214B, 214A assist, 214B, 214A assist, fucking a command throw super, steals a phone. He's super good. Seth is super, super good. He has good pressure. He has, like, really good pressure. He has good mix-up. Like, he's also one of the fastest in the game. It's just Seth. Seth is just mad good. Also, just to address, I think Kanji is better than Tager. Sure. I could agree with that to a degree. I think Tager is a better team, but Kanji... but here's the thing, though. If Tager is... Kanji, if the question of is Kanji better than Tager is like... Do I want a nail in my foot or in my hand? You're losing regardless. This is like... I only got 2 breadcrumbs off the dinner table, and this one only gets 1. Like, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything with it. Like, you're getting fucked. You are getting fucked when you pick those characters, dude. It doesn't matter who's better or who's worse. They are fucking both dumpster diving together. It's rough. But regardless. Blake, right? Blake. So, Blake Belladonna is really good. Really good assists, 5P being able to cross up. Or either like, oh, well, fuck it, I already put her. My bad. So Blake has 5P can cross up at times. It could create 50-50s that are sometimes honestly hard to see, because at some ranges 5P doesn't cross up, other times it does. 6P is arguably one of the best 6Ps in the game. I think it does. I think it can. Needs CC too. I'd have to look into it, but I know it can. It definitely can, but I don't know all the stuff with it. It is really good. It is, her 4P is also really good. Her 6P is really good. Her neutral is really good. Her JB, her 5B, her pressure is good. Her mix-up options are solid. She's able to set up clones to Shadow to get this all this mix-up going. She has decent enough damage. She has some sort of execution requirements, but for this game, it's execution requirements, right? It's not much, but, like, overall, she is, like, really good, and I feel like she fits on this line. She's not meta-defining to me by any means, but she is very, very, very strong. Movement is definitely very strong. Being able to do clone into the aerial movement into clone and whatnot is like, or aerial movement, clone aerial, stuff like that is super good, especially in this meta. Her reward is lacking, but oftentimes she's able just to capitalize with it by just being able to open people up with her mix-up, or having good, or on good teams will be able to, like, leverage strong assist options and go down. Seth's good to have some execution requirements. I'm not saying that as like a thing to deter from the character, I'm just saying. But yeah, I think she's like this area. Who has better damage, Neo Blake? Who could go faster? Fucking NASCAR or my grandma? Like alright, who's next? I feel like Blake is pretty, like, I feel like I hit most of the notes. Strong assist, stuff like that, like, she's good. Who is next? Aurier, thank you. So Aurier, Aurier's been solid for a while now. She kind of got outclassed with Mitsuru, but, like, she's been solid enough. C tier, C tier, we're about to get a couple more in there. Are we? I don't know. Aurier's been solid for a while. She has, like, good options. She has she's, like, jack of all trades style in this, like, in a similar sense. She has good neutral, she has good air, she has good, like, gameplay stuff, but her damage is sort of lacking. And, like, her damage is sort of lacking, and that's, like, the biggest gripe I have with her. Her assists are okay. 5P and 6P are solid. 4P is situationally really good. Good pokes, yeah. I might move her into A, personally. Aurier to me is why play Aurier when Weiss and Mitsuru is this. So, everybody says that, right? That's a very common saying I hear. But I think that has merit, obviously, but I also don't see, if let's say Aurier is a good character, but Mitsuru is just better, right? Then, like, you can still play Aurier and still play a good character. Like, Mitsuru's definitely a better character, and you're better off picking her if you're looking for, like, the roles that they both fill. But I don't think having characters that are, like, that much, like, if they fill a similar role, but she's a little worse, but she's still really good, is, like, it's good. they actually do different stuff, yeah, that as well. But in terms of if you're looking for, like, the rapier character archetype, like, she's still a really good option. The only thing that's really detracting from her is damage. But I think that's okay. If only that had, that had projectile unfold. No. Who was next? Also, how you doing, Monkey? I see Aurier, I see Labris, I see Ragna. Okay, so Labris, Ragna. Alright, so yeah. But just to wrap up, missing damage, but has good neutral and has good pokes and has strong options and has a decent meter gain because her supers are okay and EX thrust is really solid. So, I think she's good. I think she's just good. I think she debatably could be higher or lower, depending. Like, it's hard to say. I'm not really sure if I put her in B or A because I feel like it depends on what you value more. I feel like she doesn't do. She might. I think. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. I don't think she's A. Her force function does nothing for her Oki. Yeah, that's true. But even still, I think she's fine enough. Maybe. I don't know if she's strong as, like, Tank or, like, or Yosuke, though. I'll leave her here for now, but I think she's, like, borderline. If there was a B+, she'd be there, but I'm not doing that shit. It was what, Labris, Ragna, Izayoi? Labris, I've got B as well. Labris has decent neutral options, has high damage at times, has okay mix-up option, has just, like, good neutral tools. Good enough assists. Like, 5P is an okay assist, 4P is a good assist, 6P is situational. EX Knuckle is good. Like, the Knuckles stuff is good. Like, she has kind of the robbery factor, like Laz just mentioned. Like, she can rob a lot of games. So, like, it also, like, has possibility for unblockables because of how fast her EX overhead is. So, like, and just because of all that, like, I think overall, she's, like, a solid option, but overall, I think she's not super strong with the meta. Overall, meh. I think she does kind of snowball due to the axe levels at times. So, like, she needs to kind of play slow, which sometimes just doesn't work out. So overall, I think Labris probably B. I don't think she goes any higher. I think that's a good spot for her. She has clear weaknesses. But, yeah. Who was after Ragna, the Blood Edge? Ragna, the Blood Edge. You little shit. Ragna is really... Okay, let's talk about it for a little bit. Ragna is really good. Ragna 2A is cheap. His 5A is cheap. He has a good enough DP. He, like, has really strong pressure, has good damage, has good corner carry, has good loops, has some mix-up options. I mean, obviously, Gauntlet Hades, or, yeah. What the fuck is it? Gauntlet Hades, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then the other one's, Hell's Fang, right. Like, it has some mix-up there. His lifesteal got buffed, so now he's able to actually, like, be like, a Ragna character. It's really strong. So, yeah. He has good neutral options. His assist kit is kind of lacking, in all honesty. His 5P is good, his 4P is solid. 6P, interesting at times. I don't know if I have him A. I feel like he's better than most. Yeah, he's better than most of these characters. He's better than most of them. Yeah. He's really strong. Like, he has, like, very minor weaknesses, but He's good. SoCal did it. What if Hell's Fang was a low? I do not respect that. Let's finish off the pro tags. Hide? Oh god, hide. Hide. Hide the Jin, you got it. Hide then Jin. So, I want to preface, I think this A+ tier is characters with, characters that are, either better than here, obviously in between these two, but, not meta-defining as S, but are very, very strong characters and strong options to go with. A typically have, some sort of drawback or, some minor weakness that really holds them out with this. But Hyde has good options. It has, good neutral options. It has the Bin Sinister to skip past projectiles. EX Orbiter as well. Chip damage got buffed, so he's really strong there. But his average damage is not very good, and his mix-up is outside of an assist, is not good. Not very good. So you can block him for a while, but he kind of just, gets caught a lot. As well as I feel like he has some issues dealing with certain characters in the meta, and some just have have an easier time dealing with them. And typically speaking, most of his teams are a little bit on the weaker side. So overall, I think Hyde's good, but I think the fact that he has his mix-up game is meh, and his mix-up game is meh, and his damage is meh. His assists are really good. His assists are definitely good, but I feel like there's a difference of having, you have, especially with the 9 new characters that came out with 2.0, as well as some of the change-ups. He has, beforehand you wanted to play him because he was a really good support character, but now you have a lot of new support characters, and, that are just better. Do better things than him. So, he has good fuzzies, that's also true, but, he's weird. I don't think he's up here. I think he's just I think he's a strong option still, but I wouldn't call him borderline meta defining. Because these characters are meta defining, these characters are just short. I'm gonna move Yumi up. I talked about it earlier, but yeah. I don't think if this is meta defining, yeah, I don't think she can be excluded. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I'll look back at her. We'll look back once the list is finished. It's almost done, though. But yeah. So yeah, I think he's just outclassed right now. He's still good, but obviously good doesn't pay the bills, you know? Jin was next, I think? Yeah, Jin is next. So Jin's weird. Jin is weird. I actually don't know where to put him. I want to say, I want to say he's solid. I want to say he's okay at most. He has good options. He has okay time and neutral for most of the cast. It has, some good stuff. But, at the same time, he is kind of lacking. I want to say he's, between these two. He's, he's weird. Because he has good assists, he has okay neutral stuff. So he got buffed with his neutral, because now he has JC as his, I think it's JB or yeah, I think it's JB. Yeah, I think he's stronger than most of the C tier characters, so I would agree with that. His mix-up options are kind of meh. He's just good. He's a really good support character, and has good supers, and has good options to set up for, unblockables and stuff like that. So I feel like he's overall pretty solid. I feel like he has glaring weaknesses, mainly being, his damage at times could be really lackluster, or, average at best. And he has a lot of issues dealing with the meta characters. But, there's obviously, Susanoo Jin is, a really good team. But overall, I think Jin typically is going to be around this area with the outlier of being like, with an outlier being like Susan for his team. Yeah. Alright. Let's go Izayoi. Izayoi. So, you can cover tech options with the, was it Hover Dash, the Hover Dash OS, stuff like that. Gets good, like, safe jump. When she gets a hit, it does lead to some reward in terms, like, from the Oki. Her damage is better now, but still, like, I think, like, 6k on, like, probably, like, 5 point something or another to, like, mid-6 on average without using teleports or, like, assists. Or, like, yeah, without assists. Or without bar, it's not that high. She has still good mix-up. She is kind of vulnerable to push block. Her 6p is solid now. 5p is okay. 4p is okay still. It's just her damage and her reward from a lot of situations is not very good. I think, but even still, I think she's able to at least play versus a lot of the cast. So I think she's B for me. Right next to Jin, that's funny. Yeah, I think, like, her neutral at times is questionable, but overall, I think she's still able to play against most characters, and she has some good teams right now. So I would say this is I think B. B is where I would put her personally. Let me see. Izayo's weird because she's like, I can see her being good, but she's actually just meh. It's weird. I definitely agree with that. Like, she can be meter hungry, and a lot of her best stuff does require meter, but at the same time, she's still an okay, like, she's still good enough. Like, a lot of these characters, for me at least, are just like the good enough tier, where like they're solid, but they have a clear flaw. And for me, Izayoi's is meter and neutral, and then some damage. But like, neutral's kind of meh. But whenever she does get started, she can be dangerous. Alright. I got 3 of them left. I'm gonna do Mitsuru. It's fucking Mitsuru. This character's been cheap. Even, like, the meta, like, nobody's been playing her, or very few people have been actually playing her, but she's really strong. She is still really strong. And it's just the fact, like, I mean, granted she has some issues in some matchups, but, like, and some of the new characters can give her some issues. Like, I feel like Adachi's a weird one because it's such a bipolar matchup, in my opinion. But, like, she still is fucking one of the queen. She's still the queen. Like, she has really strong poke games, really strong neutral, really strong pressure. JB, CC, call that shit, do it again, etc., etc. Like, Mitsuru is still Mitsuru. Like, she is super good. Still good assists, still, like, everything. Her best team, or second best team, because Akihiko still existed, got nerfed. Or, I don't know if the team was better, but regardless, one of her best teams got nerfed. But even still, she still has, like, fucking, I'm sure, like, Akihiko Mitsuru is still on this line. Fucking Mitsuru, and I'm sure some other characters could make her, like, make it good. Grover was running these two with El Bancho, and that had some good sauce to it. Are you going to order S? Absolutely not. I feel like, in the same regard where if I were to order some of these tiers, it's like, oh, well, Tager only gets 2 breadcrumbs while Kanji gets 1. It's like, oh, well, Kanji only gets a 5-course dinner while Akihiko gets a 5-course lunch or something. Like, it doesn't, for me at least, it does not matter. It's still, like, the ordering on these is just, like, it doesn't matter that much. All these characters are mad good. I'm sure you could make an argument of, like, Bancho being better than Chie in some regard, but, like, I feel like that's just kind of like an argument of, like, oh, well, this character, Mitsuru is bullshit, but so is Seth, and so on. I don't like doing that. And I saw Weiss get requested. Weiss. She's like a solid enough character. I don't think she... So she has like decent damage this current version. She has good assists. She has some annoying neutral options with being able to do like ice wall and the ice shards and whatnot. Being able to cancel them is solid. Like, she can be really annoying in neutral, and then she also has like good assist options, and she has good teams. Like, she has the main weakness she has is gonna be damage, and then some of her like some neutral options and some matchups can be really bad, and like her meter game is not very good, but like overall, and like her supers are just not good. But overall, yeah, it's like she's like good enough in a lot of regards. She's like strong, but she has some things that are like, if she had more damage or if she had some like, what would she even, I don't even know what she would need to be like higher up, but as she stands, she's probably like, obviously I think the second best rapier character. Land cancel stuff, like, I think she's like A tier for me. I don't think she's, whenever I see it, I think she's better than most of the characters on this list, like on the B tier side, while also still being like similar to like Hyde in a sense, where like they're both just lacking a little bit to be able to move up. But yeah, so I think Weiss is here for me. And the detective herself, also A tier. I think she's good. Okay, assist options. Has the chance to insta-kill, which can be never really be considered out of the fact. It is kind of meter heavy, obviously 4 bars, but like, you could capitalize off a happy birthday and just destroy. Her ability to really contest a lot of neutral for sometimes is pretty solid. She has like good matchups in general for the most part. Like overall, she has a good matchup spread. She has good teams. And she has like good, she's just good. Her damage can be iffy at times, but overall is solid enough. And her Oki can be kind of meh at times. But like, she forces a lot of characters to play her game whenever she's able to set up like the traps and whatnot. But overall, I think she's like strong, but her main option is going to be some matchups in neutral can just be really fucking bad. She also, yeah, she can set up for unblockables. Like, she has some harder matchups against, like, Adachi and so on, but, like, she's good. She's, like, good. Yeah. Alright. Before I, like, wrap it up, I just want to look. B-Trap is safe meaty? That's actually true, yeah. All you need is a mark on the opponent, like, to play her game. Exactly. Like, and plus her resonance game is really good. And a lot of characters, I did talk a lot about resonance game, but, like, a lot of the characters up here have good resonance, and as it kind of gets lower and lower, the resonance game just gets worse and worse. And then your kanji. Why does Naoto use her gun 2 shots, but Adachi never does? It's because Adachi don't need a gun. Well, he does use his gun on his 4A auto combo, but like, his 4A auto combo is bad. Yeah, that's also, is the effect of like remember in fucking, like, elementary school where you'd be playing with some friends, they're like, huh, like, oh, I use shield, or like, oh, well, I have a laser gun, whenever you're playing, like, fucking Cowboys and all that shit. And it's just like, oh, well, what do you know, fucking, oh, well, I've got a revolver, and I shoot. Like, well, I have a fucking persona, and I cover my ears, and a giant lightning blast comes at you. You're like, ah, oh, well, BG's, dude. But yeah. Alright, but before I wrap it up, I want to look at, I don't know, Yumi for me is the, I like this list, I feel like most everything makes sense, at least in my mind. The only thing that's throwing me off is Yumi. I straight up don't know if I would call Yumi S tier or not. I feel like, because the way I'm looking at it, I think she's probably better than most of these characters and has better teams than most of those characters and is meta-defining, in my opinion. So, I'm gonna look at that, and now I'm gonna see what chat was saying. Is, isn't, is. I think she's good. I think she's good solo. I think even though her solo game is definitely not on the level of like some of these characters, I feel like her support value and what she brings to the table, and yeah, like Cheese, is really good. And I feel like her solo game is strong enough, right? And that's because I've picked up this character recently, and her solo game definitely is weaker than like Adachi's, for example, but like their options together, or like the options that Yumi provides to a team, as well as then going into her solo game, is fine enough. I've made too many comebacks with this character to be like her mix-up is not, or her solo game is bad. Like, she has good meter. She has good meter game. She has good resonance game. She has good solid options a lot of the time. Her solo mix-up. If JC was super cancelable, I feel like there's, yeah, super cancelable. I feel like there's like no question in my mind that this character is S tier, but eh. Let me see. Why is Yumi good in BBTAG if she's so trash in the game? Imagine. I don't fucking know Sinrin Kagura, dude. Okay, look, if Yumi's JC was super cancelable, that shit would be whack. The only thing, Akatsuki? I feel like Akatsuki could debatably be higher. I feel like, I feel like for me, Azrael is the borderline between B and A tier. I feel like if you're better than Azrael, you're probably A tier. And I don't know if he probably is. He probably is better. I also don't have much Akatsuki experience, so I have a harder time gauging him. But, yeah. I feel be okay with, yeah. Lene is good as Azrael in your opinion? I feel like they're like two different characters. Like two very different characters, but they still... They're... yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time, I compare more so in the line. Kind of like mentioned where like, oh, Kanji is worse than Tager and Yukiko is better than both of them or something, but like... I feel like comparing on the same line is weird. But, maybe. I think... So he has, like, yeah, like mentioned, B Tatsu. He has good projectile game. He has, like, some solid options. He has a good super. He has good routing, like, good damage. He has Oki. I could see him moving up to A, but then whenever I look at A tier, I don't know if he's better, in my opinion, than, like, or, like, on the same level as, like, Jubei, or, like, Hyde. Maybe. Maybe he is. Yeah, I can see him going to A tier. 5A is impeccable and 6P is a nice bullet. That's true. I can see this. I can see him being A tier. I feel like if he is, like, again, same idea. If I were to spread this out more and do like B+, B-, I feel like Akatsuki would be like B+. But, like, this is it. Besides that... Who else? Is there anybody else that really raises my eyebrows or makes me want to second guess something? I'm looking at the tier list I did like a couple weeks ago just out of boredom. Yeah, I'm okay with this. if B tier is alright, A tier is thumbs up. Yeah, I feel like, again, I've said it a couple times, but S tier is meta-defining. Like, these are some of the best characters. A plus tiers, they're very close, but they're lacking something in some regard, or they have like some or they're not even necessarily lacking something. They just are like just come up a little bit short, or they aren't as like as impeccable as these top row. The A tiers are really good characters, but they have usually at least like 1 or 2 drawbacks to them, like actual drawbacks. B tier is like solid characters, but they have like very, very visible weaknesses. Because all of them have some weaknesses. C tier is like playable. Not okay. Everybody is playable in the game. Like, you could... Tager is one of the worst characters, but he has a good team. Yukiko probably has, like, a really good team. Kanji can cheese people out. Like, every character is viable in some regard with a good team. Because synergy beats tier. Synergy beats tier. But, like... Overall, like, yeah, C has just... They are lacking in a good chunk, but they are, like... Still decent enough. D tier is like, fuck, dude. Don't leave me solo. If you want to see something funny of what I mean whenever it's like, don't leave me solo, Evo 2019, watch Isoropia versus Dora. Or not Dora, Koji. For in top 32. And you will see a match where it's just 2 Tagers, and it's the saddest shit. They both are sitting there, they're like wanting bar at one point, and they are just sitting there, fucking, just give me 1 bar. I'm down backing, just let me have a bar. And then, like, some random shit happens, and they get close to each other, then shit explodes. But yeah, like, yeah, I think this would wrap it up. Hey, I just got here. What's your reasoning for Vitisse's low placement? So, I'm posting this on my YouTube, as well as if you go back, if wherever the button is over here, there's a video tab in Twitch that you could go back and just kind of skim through to see what I place her or whatnot. So, check that out. You think Yuzu and Lene are A tier? I disagree. I think I'm sold on this list. And yeah. Before I head out, before I, like, wrap it up and, like, wrap the video, I do want to note that there's something to note about tier lists, and that if you're looking at a bunch of tier lists recently, because of, like, Japan and, like, you know, America's kind of making some again and whatever, like, retweeting their old ones, the big thing to note about a lot of these tier lists is that they do matter. Like, they're obviously based on your player experience, or based on, like, things that you will note in a match. Like, the reason why you'll see Narukami get placed very low in Japan is nobody plays Narukami overseas, or very few, if any, like, high-level players play Narukami. So, when you saw, like, whenever you see, like, Narukami chilling down there with Hazma or whatever, or, like, you see some characters that are, like Azrael, for example. I rate Azrael low, but I'm also, like, the American Azrael player, and I don't think he's that good. So that's whereas other times you'll see him in A plus and A tier. From my experience, I don't think he's that good. So these are, again, like, based on what you take from it, or, like, your experiences with it. So, and every character is playable. It's just, you're gonna have to come into a point where, for at least, like, higher level, you want a, like, viable team. And you want your team matters way more than your character placements. As always, Tager sucks, but Wild Tager is really fucking good. Like, fucking, whatchamacallit. There's a couple other, like, fucking New sucks, but Naoto K New is solid. Like, yeah, Hilda in Japan is rated very high, because a lot of very strong Japanese players play Hilda. So, that was definitely going to influence your opinion on it, whenever you have, like, all that going on. So, that's just something to note, is that this is based off of what I've played, or what I've, you know, messed with. So, it's just, like, really strong. Sub-Sivo. Yeah, not just fucking cheap, dude. But yeah, so that's whenever you see a tier list, that's gonna be based off of whatchamacallit, like, your experiences or whatnot. And take this shit with a grain of salt, because a lot of players, tier lists don't fucking matter. Especially this game, you could just say, yeah, Adachi's S tier. But then, if I'm like learning Adachi or anything, or if I pick up Akihiko, I'm losing fucking matches because I don't know how to use this piece of shit. So, just know, play your characters you like, do whatever. Drink water. All that shit. And I think that wraps up my tier list. Yeah. Play BBTAG.